Hello and welcome to the Benzo Rehab Dungeon episode 57. It is September 10th, 2021. I'm your host, Michael Deebs. Joining me, as always, Danko Suvin from the Instagram handle at DankDeLuz. Also joining me, as always, John the producer from the Instagram handle at Discopathic. John, how are you doing today?
I'm great. So one more episode, our 57th episode, right?
Yeah, well, we finally made it to 57.
Which is one more
marker.
episode closer to 1,000, which I think is when we do our triple suicide. Yeah, our suicide pact.
Yeah, that's when we take over the military base and
stab ourselves.
Yeah, after of course. As I've been saying from the beginning, as we proclaimed that Hirohito is still, in fact, Emperor of Japan.
For sure. Which he always will be, forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He is the rising sun.
That's like some Romeo and Juliet stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man. Ooh, that's a good meme.
Nuh-uh, I'm making it. You can't make that one. You're making it right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I might be working on it already.
All right.
I'll give you creds if I ever figure out how to do it.
Danko, how are you doing? If you take
I don't want to keep going anymore. I don't want to. Yeah, just in general.
Okay.
Yeah, my legs kind of itchy.
That is a bummer.
Yeah, like it's been bad, man. Things are just really
the
rough.
Leg itchiness, or
yeah.
All right.
And then everyone found out that we're what do you call someone who's like, if you hate Jews, you're anti-Semitic. If you hate the Chinaman, you're like xenophobe.
Yeah.
But what is it when you hate the Irish?
Oh, just right, I think, right?
Yeah. What? Well, then
Correct.
people discovered last time I was here that we're correct, and that's really been that's been weighing heavy on me.
Has Laura talked to you since we recorded? Because they haven't talked to me.
Yes, but
I'm just kidding.
but tensely. Yeah.
just a hello and a goodbye sort of thing.
Yeah, just nodding as we walk into the office on Instagram.
Yes, the Benzo Rehab offices.
Yeah.
Located conveniently on Instagram.
Michael, how are you?
Hey, you know what? I'm glad somebody asked. I'm fucking bad, man.
Yeah? Tell us about it.
No, it's fine. I just
buddy. You want a beer?
That's part of the reason I'm bad.
Well,
I've been working off a hangover from the bender that was last weekend.
My fingernails are dirty as shit. The viewer just saw that. Man, sorry,
it's
guys.
from all the manual labor you do.
Yeah, especially these days I do so much of it, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the data mines.
Do we need to do like a fingernail check with everybody? Like, I know mine are clean.
Yeah. Mine are actually, they're not like dirty, but they're dirtier than they should be.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. They've been like way up inside of my own butthole.
Yeah. That's what I figured. When I said manual
I'm not going to be
labor,
funny in this episode.
I meant manual labor.
Yeah.
We're never
labor.
Funny any episode, so.
That's fair. But sometimes, I'm convinced that I am funny, for a moment.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
I'll say something, I'll be like, I should do stand-up, and then
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make this meme now.
Cool. Hey, so today we're going to be talking about performance politics. A lot of that going around lately. It sucks. It sucks to see it because I always envision America as this very genuine, I mean, it's the city on the hill we talked about a little bit last episode. It's the gleaming beacon of truth and honesty. It presents a way of life that is just kind of devoid of all the disingenuous sort of what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
The old world, a lot of lying, a lot of cheating, a lot of stealing in the old world.
Yeah, like
you got a lot of backstabbing. You got a lot of people lying.
Yeah, the whole Italian thing, like the Dante kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Right, yeah. But instead, like we have a world full of amazing figures, Sorry, that's all I got.
What was it was I was giving Laura some trouble for being in the New World, the New England area, and they said, well, at least we were on the side of the Union. And I was like, oh, Abraham Lincoln's Union, the one that hung all the Native Americans. There's just blood on every single fucking guy's hand. It sucks.
That's true.
Because you want to believe that they're good people. That I mean, George Washington would never lie about cutting down a cherry tree, but he might tell a lie or two about like genocide that he was committing. I don't know.
Yeah. He's a real great guy. He would never chop down a cherry tree, but he would kill a bunch of Germans while they sleep on Christmas morning.
Yeah. Like God intended.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that one's more forgivable than a lot of the presidential things.
Sometimes when you see a destiny, you just got to manifest it, and one day you'll get there.
Right. And that really, if you have to do anything with a German, it might as well be while they're sleeping.
Jesus. Do anything with the German. It's just you've objectified. Also, I never thought I would like. I don't know. Take this fight, but like you've objectified the German people now.
I gotta say, all right. So
yeah,
I learned something very important over time because I studied German in college and I've had like German pen pals and things like that. And, as a way to like keep my extremely bad German fresh-ish, and it doesn't work, but it's something I tried. And I have learned that Austrians are kind of fun, tolerable, cherubic, like
we do have people. A very devoted Austrian listener, so it's good that you're saying that.
Yeah, we have a few Austrians that check us out, and I like all Austrians. They're really adorable, Yes. But Germans are unbearable people. They're terrible to talk to. They have awful senses of humor. They will criticize you for anything. Unlike me, all these qualities are lacking in myself. Germans are bad. And the Holocaust. While
we're on the subject of Germans, John, could you please look up Angela Merkel was voted the worst chancellor in German history?
Wow. It's because of her red suits.
What?
No, you're spelling it right. Yeah. And then just worst.
I think something's going on with the audio, or not the audio, the video card on this PC or the drivers or something. I'm not sure. And so when I'm playing a game, everything's perfect. But for some reason, and I cannot change it, I've tried, the text when I'm on the desktop is all like this horrible resolution.
Oh,
it's blurry and confusing. I have no idea what's happening.
Later when it's better for the podcast, we can probably go through that together.
But it's funny because it's because it's already irritating and bad. But now that I'm on a podcast, I'm looking at someone else's screen and I'm trying to read the font.
Like doubly
it's
worse.
Just like I'm just smiling and nodding. And you guys could have just something up talking about like, Netanyahu, pretty cool guy. And I would just have to agree with whatever you were saying because I cannot read.
So yeah, it wasn't too long ago. I think this was back in 2016, but it resurfaced.
Anyway,
we'll fix your screen after. I promise. But
I don't think we will. I don't think we can.
Angela Merkel was voted by some to be the worst chancellor in Germany's history.
So voting usually works, though, right? Is that it's usually by some?
Well, yeah. The Daily Mirror said Angela Merkel is worse than Hitler.
That's really fun.
It's the things you do. So we should hop into our topic. This was just something that we were talking about how intolerable Germans are.
Yeah.
Going back to the foundation of America is a very honest country. I believe it was Benjamin Franklin who had some very stern words for the German people, along the lines of how they're like swarthy and unseemly, and again, these are Benjamin Franklin's words and not mine. I would never say that the Germans. Actually, let me pause a little bit. I would never say the Germans are swarthy and unseemly people.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and go to our first link. It's a beautiful Fairfax County Police uplifts community with powerful display. So you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna see this powerful display, John. And go ahead and click on that to zoom in on it. So the viewer gets the full big picture.
Oh,
when did this happen? This happened a while ago, right?
No. This is April 28th, 2020, I guess. So.
Holy shit, that feels like a decade ago.
It does feel like a decade ago.
Holy
you're right.
Shit.
I thought this was more recent, but I saw it recently and I was like, man, it's so great that the police got together some of their marked and unmarked vehicles, stood out in front of them, got a drone or something, or maybe this picture was taken from the. I think this picture was actually taken from the perspective of some. I mean, those are all numbered spots, so maybe this is taken from the perspective of somebody that's about to jump off the top floor of a hotel.
Okay.
And
I was thinking it was taken from like the point of view of their expectations.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so they got all the cruisers
I missed the
together.
Buttigieg joke.
Oh, you want to go back in time?
High hopes. Yes, okay. It was taken from the point of view of their high hopes. Because they're all dog killers.
All these cop cars together and arrange them in the word hope. Think of what we could do across the country. Remember his lighter thing? Oh, we should bring that up. That would be a good one for this topic. The fucking lighters in the gymnasium, the power one.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yes.
Spell his fucking name.
But Gag.
Yeah. You all you had to do was type in butt and Pete Buttigieg showed up for you.
Oh, look at that face. Oh man.
Oh wait.
Has anyone ever noted that guy looks a little bit like a rodent?
I do call him Rat Boy Pete all the time, yes.
So no one's ever pointed that out, is what you're saying.
There we go. Go ahead and play it, yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
That's organic, guys. That's not staged at all.
So anyways, if you scroll up.
Oh, that's so good.
If we can light up a high school gym, we can light up a neighborhood. If we can light up a neighborhood, we can light up a city. We can light up a city, we can light up our country. Isn't that just fucking inspiring?
And for the listener that may not remember this, fucking Pete is giving this speech at like a school gymnasium or something, and then suddenly the lights go out in a way that looks like they're just like a dimmer switch is being turned down, and then suddenly one little cell phone rises, and then there are two, and then it starts to pick up steam. Now, and it's the most staged looking shit in the universe, and it rules. It's so good.
Without a doubt, probably staged.
Yeah.
I will point out, and this is, I think, important to point out, that Pete has a bad history with lights, especially traffic lights, when he, at the behest of a consulting agency, decided to put a trash bag over a stoplight because the consulting agency found that it was no longer necessary. And then immediately afterwards, 2 black children were running across the street and got killed. Not a great history with lights, if you ask me. But let's go back to Fairfax County.
Sorry, I'm just imagining that as like an extremely convoluted murder plot.
I don't think it was intentional. I just think that when you make boneheaded moves, you know.
But that's I love that idea though of like him sent by McKinsey/the CIA, because there's the same thing, to like put trash bags over lights in order to like, as part of this extremely long calculation to like murder a couple children.
they got some like chaos theory guy in there. Like, all right, what you need to do. He's got scribbles all over his walls and shit.
Traffic finds a way.
So whenever I see a police force do something like this, I was like, all right, well, Fairfax County Police, have they ever done anything wrong? Probably not.
No.
Whatever you do, John, don't go to the next link. Not the Facebook one, but the one after it.
I would never go to this link.
Facebook one's fine. But...
let's go ahead and start playing this. Probably skip to like a minute in, I think, because they do so much build up to make this like so much more dramatic than it actually is.
Fairfax County Police have released body-worn camera video and dispatch calls from a police shooting that wounded a woman at a group home last night.
Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Julie Carey reports. Then this from the suspect. Soon after, officers stepping inside the home, the woman turning her threats toward them, moving in their direction. We are freezing the body cam video at the moment the shot is fired. The woman is shot in the stomach, the knife dropping to the ground. Officers immediately...
Go ahead and pause it right there. There's something wrong with my audio.
Yeah, I've got something funny happening too,
but if you take a look at what's going on, she's nowhere fucking near them, and instead of using a I don't know, non-lethal solution like a taser, they decide to just shoot her with a lethal weapon. Fortunately, she lived, but we're gonna get into a second.
Well, like, at least when the police do something like blow up your house or shoot your dog or you or something, they're like responsible to pay the bill for it.
Oh yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, that totally happens.
They can't just literally blow up your house and then you know.
You got insurance, right? You got the house blowy uppy insurance.
Yeah.
From
Active
Flo
cop
at
insurance.
Progressive.
She make a good cop.
Let's go ahead and play this out. Just a second though. Like I said, I immediately noticed that they used lethal means when she was wielding a knife, which obviously, yes, can be deadly if she gets to you, but you know, you can do things to prevent her getting to you. So go ahead and play it, and we'll see them address the issue.
And you're gonna be okay.
The woman is now recovering from the gunshot wound. Fairfax County's police chief believes the video shows the veteran officers had little choice but to act to protect themselves and others in the home.
And that's tough to watch. It's tough to watch.
but they were doing the best that they absolutely could under a very tough circumstance.
Neither officer, though, had a taser, while the chief doubts there would have been enough time to try less than lethal force.
What?
Not enough time? She's like 2 feet away from them, and they could have just like, I don't know, acted sooner.
Gone in with a
also,
plan other than,
you know, they just didn't even
prepared to
have
kill
the
this
option
lady.
available. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it is just that, like, you know, cops are trained. Cops are trained with the 21-foot rule, right? So, like, if someone is 21 feet from you and has a knife, they're supposed to be able to like close in on that amount of distance in some like extremely short amount of time. Like, they will leap through the air and stab you in the neck.
oh yeah,
And so
yeah,
that's
no,
when you're supposed to shoot them.
yeah, the training
it's like-
is ludicrous. Like somebody
Exactly.
could, like
yeah.
like they took like the Olympic sprinter like 21 foot after they've already like broken into like their stride.
Look,
Yeah,
if
being
you're
attacked
fighting
by
a
fucking
Dracula,
ninja or something.
yeah, exactly.
Dracula.
So,
Dracula
It
ninjas.
and she very well could have been a Dracula. I mean, can you prove that she wasn't?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but,
no, not definitively, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't seen her in daylight, have we?
But yeah,
Uh,
so it is important to, you know, it's not like we need more fodder against the like bad apples thing, and that's not even what they're saying here. But it's just like, no, they were doing a good job, I guess, but their job literally tells them to do everything wrong.
yeah, no, for
Yeah,
sure.
So you know, keep that in mind.
You're gonna love what comes up next because they're addressing the taser issue, right?
No, I won't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I live in backwards world where everything bad is good and everything good is actually Joe Biden sucks. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and play.
Force. It underscores a problem he plans to address. Not every officer is assigned a taser.
And I want to go so far as to assign them individually to police officers so that they're immediately available.
Now, even though the dispatch...
So another thing about this too, right? So
We gave John too much power.
That's true.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
John
no,
used to
I-
just respond to our pause requests, and now he just does it on his own.
yeah, no, I mean, well, you know,
Go ahead. Go
you
ahead.
haven't given
I'm
me
sorry.
enough write-ups, so my obligatory
Yeah.
promotion happened. So
It's true.
That is on me. HR gave me the paperwork and everything.
yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm having the hardest time getting this vodka bottle open. That thing was wired shut.
So like so there was like this it was years ago, fucking I think back in like the early 2010s, the cops were like, oh cool, we have like plans, you know, for fucking suspects that are only armed with knives, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it was kind of a good idea, but they, you know, they had fucking, I don't know how many hundred or thousands of officers. I think it was Miami. I'm not sure how many cops they have. But of course, you know, that training didn't fucking like stick or anything because they still fucking like routinely fucking shoot people. And like there was like a video where like the because the plan was, okay, guys with tasers, guys with guns. First, guys with tasers fire, and if that doesn't work, guys with guns. Kind of makes sense. Fucking,
Yeah.
but guys with tasers shoot, one guy with a gun shoots, and they fucking kill the guy because he got spooked by the fucking sound of fucking tasers popping.
Of course.
Well, yeah, contagious fire is a real thing, and
Yeah.
if you got half and half, like non-lethal, yes lethal, then yeah, of course, one guy shoots and everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's shooting time, all right.
Can I bring up, and it's like it's connected, but it's a little off. But I have, for some reason, been watching and listening to a lot of like British crime related media,
Okay.
and it is so fucking cute
Oh.
because they're constantly talking about knife crime and
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
like a group of hoodlums were found with knives today. It's like that fucking rules. And
we got a group of hoodlums with knives.
And
Why
just
do
knowing that,
British
when I
people
was a
sound like they're always
teenager-
choking on their tongue. Never mind.
Well, they are. When I was a teenager, like, and being like this dumbass edgy kid that like always had like a fucking oversized pocket knife on me,
yeah.
and just being like, the fact that that's illegal and like a thing that people really worry about intensely in Britain is so fucking good to me. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, of course that connects to, you know, a lot of this shit, but it's just, I don't know. Just imagine being a cop there and then still shooting people.
Well, like, well, and it's kind of funny, like when you watch like the normal British patrolmen, like they will like fight you.
Yeah.
You know? But like they are just kind of like, you know, like dudes, you know, like dudes that work out a bit fighting you, you know. It's not like a fucking like even those guys that were responding, those guys look like fucking SWAT.
Right.
Like the forearms on the guy that fucking shot that lady.
Jacks off a lot, probably.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not, knowing that power that you have?
It just gets me like, so hard. Continue. There's going to be a tidbit at the end here that's just going to make you just so fucking happy inside.
Oh, I'm ready for it, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dispatch calls and the body-worn camera video was released to the public today. This investigation still ongoing. The officer involved in the shooting remains on restricted duty. In Fairfax County, I'm Julie Carey, News 4.
And the woman who was shot in that group home faces charges of assault on a law enforcement
officer. Fuck off!
Right.
What the fuck?
Didn't actually assault anybody, facing charges of assault on an officer.
Didn't
even get to the point of assaulting anybody. You fucking shot her in the stomach. Take your fucking W and go home. You fucking jackbooted pig shit motherfuckers.
Just like Sideshow Bob says, do they give you an award, a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry? I don't think so.
No. and yeah, that's the other thing is like, it's not attempted assault on an officer. She's being charged with assault on an officer,
right?
Having not touched either of them.
Yeah, no, and she wasn't even facing him. It looked like when he shot. She was.
I mean, by the time she went down, she was probably like faced away and like,
that's also important. Like the difference between assault and battery is that assault doesn't need to like actually even have an attack included, as far as I know. It has to be like. It's essentially just the threat of violence that makes an assault, and then like when you make contact or something, it becomes battery. So attempted assault is like a really funny concept because it's like I thought about thinking about hitting you.
Oh man, I'm like guilty of that already.
Yeah, same. That's all this podcast is actually. It's just attempted assault.
Assault on the listener and viewer. Very sorry to you folks. So sorry.
Yeah. Mike is still able to feel that emotion of apologeticism.
Well,
gross empathy.
Empathy.
It's more of a this is more of a sociopathic thing where I'm like,
oh yeah, going through the motions kind of thing, right?
Like he assaults the listener. He apologizes. He promises to get better.
Right.
I'm gonna get better, guys. I promise you, my mental state is only getting better with time.
I would never shitpost at you again.
and the more the world continues to be a great place, the more I continue to be a very hinged and grounded person.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nobody listened to the last deconstruction episode. so that can be true still. Let's go ahead, since we're talking about the police, we featured this video on the Hell World episode where Cory Booker decided to be, I don't know what the fuck to even call it, just a performance artist in like the worst like drama club ever. Like you've seen, like, if you've been to college and you've walked by the drama department and you see the kids out back just like practicing, and they're just a fucking annoying group of like I don't know.
Cat-eared bitches.
Yeah, cat-eared
Yeah.
bitches.
The
for sure.
fingerless gloves and shit.
Yes,
Weeaboo,
exactly the image I
fucking-
have in mind. The fingerless gloves.
They're all our listener now.
Et cetera, et cetera. Cory Booker, if we go to that next link up there, John.
You know, I'm
No, so-
I'm actually a big
Let's
fan.
just go ahead and well, yeah, we can watch this one first.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Never mind.
Uh-oh.
No, stay there. Stay there. Go ahead, Dorian.
I'm actually a
Danko,
really big fan
Danko.
of performance art.
Okay.
You know, like I really like Eric Bogosian. I really like Theo Adams or Marina Abramovic or Nancy Pelosi or
There we go.
I got to the punchline. I don't give a shit about any of those people.
I was gonna be like, all right, well, we're doing some pretty scene stuff here. So this headline.
I don't
from...
like anything.
Yeah, liking stuff. What am I, a cuck?
What am I, one of those fingerless glove wearing cat-eared bitches?
At one point, probably.
Well, yeah, close.
So this New York Times Magazine headline says, Cory Booker outfoxed Republicans on defund the police. Now,
Ooh.
John is already furrowing his brow, and I'm going to ask you to hold off for a second, John. We watched this clip on the Hell World episode where Cory Booker just outlandishly goes, the spurious accusation against the Democrats, and we want to defund the police. So we have the New York Times Magazine acting like Cory Booker outfoxed the Republicans on defund the police. If you go to the next link, video of Cory Booker teasing GOP senator over defund the police goes viral. And I think this may just be like a clip of it if you want to play it real quick.
Tease.
Oh, coup of gods. What are we watching? Yeah, stop it right there. That's atrocious. All right, this might be a different thing. Anyways, let's well, might not have the video. Doesn't matter. Let's go to the fourth link there. Nope, sorry. Go back one. So, both of these headlines are about how Cory Booker is obviously like punking the Republicans by getting up there doing this fucking performance. The listener probably already heard it. The viewer saw it as well. And this is like I saw other headlines like Cory Booker satirizes vote against police funding, etc., etc.
It's my favorite satirist, yeah.
And at one point he jokes, or I would say jokes isn't the right term. Jokes in like the way that it's being framed by these people, about wanting to hug Senator Tuberville, and the amendment was to add a rider into the infrastructure or the reconciliation bill. I think it was one of the two, infrastructure reconciliation. Not super important which one it is, but it's to add an amendment that any locality that defunds the police can be cut off from federal funding, right? So he satirizes this, right, by teasing the Republicans, making fun of them, and then what proceeds to happen? 99 fucking votes in favor of it. That means every fucking Democrat votes in favor of it. So is it satire when I walk up to somebody with a gun and I like actually shoot them in the head?
I mean,
is that
satire.
If I mean it ironically, if the bullet like didn't really mean it.
You're jamming it into some poor woman's mouth, and you're just like, oh, wouldn't it be weird?
Oh, I'm satirizing you.
Oh God, just imagine, and then you can do it. It's okay. Then.
So that's satire. Yeah. I've been working off a completely different version of satire, I guess.
No, that's why we're able to do all the things we do on the internet. Is because it's all satire.
It reminds me a lot of those like prank videos that they have on YouTube.
Oh God, yeah.
Where like somebody will like walk up and be like, "Hey man, can I borrow your phone?" And then they like grab the phone and like run off with it. And then when the person like starts beating the shit out of them, like, "Dude, it was just a prank. It was just a prank."
Right.
Yeah, no, it's interesting how this was like portrayed and seen as, oh, Cory Booker is teasing the Republicans and he's satirizing, this vote, and then they proceed to vote for it.
Yeah.
So we have the performance politics, which are being portrayed as obviously he's dunking on them, and then he proceeds to do exactly what they want him to do. If you go to the next link, we don't need to watch this. Oh man, that's horrible to see.
Oh, jeez.
Poor kids with cleft
Old
palates.
cleft lip. Yeah.
So you'll notice there on the left in this picture, that's Cory Booker actually hugging Senator Tuberville after his weird performance piece. And then, like I said, 99-0. There was one abstainee from the vote. I forget who it was. I earlier said that it was Bernie, but I don't even think it was Bernie. So,
disappoint.
Irregardless, not a word, but I'm using it.
It's my favorite word.
Like I said, like let's imagine that I was like, I'm gonna suck both your dicks. I'm gonna suck both your dicks.
That would be really funny.
Look at me, I'm a big old sucker of dicks. And then later there's like a picture of me like with both of your dicks in my mouth. That's the kind of satire that Cory Booker is doing.
Yeah, that's what we're into.
We're into satire, and by satire we mean sucking each other off.
I mean, yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
It's hard to leave that dead silence there. I was taking a sip. I got to get my mouth ready for all the sucking and mouth fucking we do. fuck.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
Told you guys, I'm only getting better in the head. Better at the head, if you know what I mean. Ooh, sucking dicks.
I was just mentioning before we started recording about how bad my like impulse control has been recently.
Yeah.
And how like the last few days it's just been really awful. And so if literally anything bad happens at any point in the future, I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can all just confidently say that.
Wait. You're saying this right before the 20th anniversary of 9.
When I'm holding a Zoom meeting.
You might want to you might want to retract, maybe redesignate some of the parameters of that.
If anything bad happens involving anthrax, that one probably isn't me, because that seems uncouth.
Oh, not a fan of the dirty attack.
No, well, I like dirty attacks. Just anthrax, just goopy.
Oh, okay.
No white powders.
I was gonna say anthrax typically isn't sold in goop form.
Not goop.
It's more of a dry substance.
Imagine that, like in the store, you're like looking through their anthrax saline. It's like goop form. Who wants that? The powder's the way I buy my anthrax.
What if you just started mailing senators anthrax CDs?
Oh, that's a great idea. You think we'd get arrested for that?
Yeah, without a doubt, because free speech doesn't exist, and
right.
all of our laws are predicated on nonsense and bullshit. And
dude, imagine naming your band something that like became something like anthrax, where like the early 21st century comes around and like no one wants to say the name of your band anymore, like Anthrax or like 9/11.
Well, there's a band called
like
ISIS. There's a band called ISIS, so
that's probably... right. Yeah, ISIS is another one.
Yeah,
dude, the 21st century's ruined band names. You're not allowed to call yourself anything.
Well, and there was also Archer, the TV show.
Oh, yeah, ISIS also.
Yeah, their CIA para group was ISIS.
I mean, that's probably true though. How funny would it be if that's
why the show was like marginally funny, and then they like got even more unfunny when they had to like change their name, and so they like did this Vice cop arc.
Oh yeah,
And,
I
yeah.
stopped watching a little bit before that.
Wow,
Because
that's
of
so cool.
the thing you
You
said.
stopped watching before it was cool to stop watching.
No, I think I stopped watching like right when it became uncool to keep watching.
No, okay. Not a trendsetter. Let's go ahead and
no.
go to the next link.
I'm a messy bitch.
So this is January 28th, a little
Mhm.
bit after I think there was a thing that happened on the 6th of
Oh
January.
yeah, there was some kind of like people like pooped in the wrong room. I think.
Yeah. They pooped in the wrong bathroom. The bathroom being Nancy Pelosi's office. I still think it's funny that like people were so up in arms that like, oh my god, somebody pooped on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Like,
dude, that should be the one thing
If
that
given the-
everyone
yeah.
thought was funny.
exactly. If given the chance, and I would never be
Yeah.
in the circumstance too. But like, let's say I wake up after, I don't know, a bender. I'm in a fugue state. I'm looking around. I'm seeing Nancy Pelosi's name on like diplomas
Yeah.
and stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, the desk is right there. I might as well. I'm already in trouble.
I mean, the
Yeah.
one reason that I've always like, even though I don't know, I've mixed feelings about it, but I've wanted to apply to like UC Irvine for a PhD is just so I can poop on Derrida's desk. So like, it's just a proud tradition that we have in this country of like pooping places to like, you know, make a statement. It's a thing.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
not
We all do
one
it.
person alive
Who
That
wouldn't
hasn't
poop on
wanted-
Nancy Pelosi's desk?
that hasn't wanted to shit on one person's desk or another.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'd shit on anybody's desk
That's
in the
fair.
right circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know,
Anybody's
everyone has
desk.
had
You're
that
not
fantasy
even-
of
you're
like
not even
shitting
doing
on
this
your boss's
resentfully.
desk. Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
yeah.
John
he
is
just wants
John
to
is
poop.
just he just wants to shit on a desk.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah.
even about like the rebellious act for
Oh.
him. It's just it's a purely functional thing where it's just like yeah. I jack off.
That's
I shit
actually-
on desks.
It's a great nickname for your toilet. It's just the desk.
The desk.
I'm gonna go. Hey, honey, I gotta go to the desk real quick.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
used that as a euphemism before at work.
The
like-
desk?
well, no.
Oh,
I'll
my
say
office.
something like,
Right.
I
yeah.
got to do some early morning paperwork or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I back when I was working at Home Depot and took like a 20-minute break every 40 minutes. I would frequently just be like, "Oh man, I got to go to my office," and then I just like sit on the toilet playing a game for fucking forever.
Yeah. Pants
Man,
pants
fuck
not even
retail.
pulled down or anything. Just-
No.
Yeah, just sitting on a toilet. Yeah, no, I got you.
Hoping that someone calls me out for it, just so I can be like, "Why are you staring at ankles in the bathroom?"
Just so I can feel something.
just so I can like claim it, you know, something horrible happened.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
still
yeah.
editing this meme. I
Jeez.
put in work for you guys.
Not for the podcast. It'd be nice if you showed up a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, another review's coming.
Yeah. Well, we've got
I'll
a
feel
whole
it.
like I don't know. I don't even know when we did the yearly reviews.
Thankfully, far less than a year ago.
So anyways, this is the
Did cops do other
28th,
weird stuff? or-
28th of
Oh, okay.
January. Focus, please. 28th of January. Nancy Pelosi claims the enemy is within the House of Representatives. She's talking about people like Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Mhm, mhm.
and how it's clear that the Republican Party kind of stoked up some of this violence that happened on the 6th.
Yes,
A fair point to make.
indeed.
I dislike either party, and I think it would have been way funnier if they like accidentally burned the place down, but they didn't do anything like
Yeah.
useful when they were in there. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think every American should agree, you know, just based on, you know, what our founding fathers have said, at the very least, that we should just burn down the Capitol once every
Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah.
fresh.
Just burn it down. Yeah. Not in
Yeah.
like a murdery way, but like a cool,
no, not in a murder way.
yeah, just in like a cool, like celebratory, you know, let's start over way.
Yeah, let's rebuild. Let's build back better. right?
Build back. Yes.
So anyways, she claims, the Republicans are an enemy. She singles out a couple of people. And then just go ahead and click on this next little video clip.
The
next
this
link.
one or
next link.
the
Next
next
link.
link?
Sorry, next link.
Next link.
Don't book a cheap hotel.
Oh man, don't book a cheap hotel, John.
I would never. I would.
All right. Looks like you
I
can
would
skip this ad now.
I've booked too many cheap hotels.
Sleep in my car.
There you go.
Oh. Ugh.
Oh.
I love that clock.
You might have missed. Go ahead and pause. I think you missed the link I gave you.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
Gosh darned.
You really do just have one job. Shit. Yeah. Let me see.
Claims enemy is within the house. Is that the one that you're?
Oh. Go ahead and skip to two links to the right. That's my bad. I gave them to you in the wrong order. If there's anything to be said about me, I'm fair. And later on tonight, I'm going to viciously flog myself.
That's true. I've seen him do it.
For not only messing this up, but then also pinning it on you like I did.
Yeah.
And I did that because I don't see you as an equal, and that's something that I'm going to work on changing.
Really?
And it's not like a weird racist thing. It's more just like a power thing. Like I just feel like
oh yeah, just pure like equal opportunity authoritarianism.
Yeah, like hey, we have diversity, but I'm still your boss.
We do have a lot of diversity here.
Yeah, we've got 3 different colors of people.
Yeah.
That's how we do diversity. We just different colors, maybe different sexualities. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Probably.
That's how inclusive I am.
Yeah.
It's whenever anyone yells at me for being a podcast guy, I'm like, look, I'm the only white guy on my podcast. You have to forgive me for everything.
So go to the Twitter link to the left. Yeah, that one.
Twitter link.
So this is Nancy Pelosi today. Yeah, today. Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi today.
Go ahead and put the sound on that link and let her roll.
Say to my Republican friends, take back your party. The country needs a big, strong Republican party. I say that as a leader in the Democratic Party, but we need a big, strong Republican Party. You've done so much for our country.
She sounds like a child.
Take pride and take back your party. Don't have it be a cult of personality on the extreme.
Isn't this like admitting that like you don't have good ideas?
Isn't this like basically just being controlled opposition?
Exactly. Isn't
advocating
go back your party?
Isn't advocating for people that you are supposed to be like ideological enemies with to some degree, if we want to give her the benefit of the doubt of like, oh, she wants to work with the Republicans to do good things. I mean, that's naive. But
yeah,
at the very least, these are we live in a 2-party system here, and these are supposed to be your adversaries, and here you are telling everybody, no, we need our adversaries to be strong, so that way all of our ideas get fought against really hard, and that's gonna be good somehow because our ideas might be bad, and maybe we need to have them reined in a little bit. Nobody knows. Could be.
It's amazing how like adversarial the general like American philosophy generally is until it gets to this thing we're supposed to like give a shit about.
Yeah. Where it's actually supposed to matter, and
but it's also supposed to matter in the market too, right? But then like,
of course, it never matters where it's important. It always matters when it's like I don't know, the ground level of people who should actually be on the same side as each other, but they've been poisoned by these political performances that make us fight each other all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we can't have an adversarial thing in politics because we're all Americans and things are like dope and cool that way. But we should absolutely have an adversarial relationship between one another as workers, because that's how we keep the market like going, and that's how we like compete and like, you know, make America great.
Well, what's also ridiculous about this is she's talking about a party that has I don't know if anybody's noticed over the last 10 years has violently shifted further and further into like the depths of conservative madness.
That's true. That's true.
And here she is again advocating for them to become a big strong party, and I don't know.
She said a big strong party.
A big strong party. I mean, put your fucking dentures back in, Nancy. And I don't care. Anybody can call me ageist. I'm tired of old people running our fucking country. They all fucking suck. They all have way too many fucking investment options. I will take any fucking Democrat that's like fresh and new, like Cory Bush, that's like recently been homeless and shit like that over any of these fucking we know how the system works and we know how to make it work. The way the system fucking works is you guys just make shit up as you go along. We all know that.
Yeah, I won't have sex with someone under the age of 25. I'm not going to be ruled by someone over the age of 55. That's my rule.
I mean,
like...
you should ideally want to be ruled by somebody within the available sexual range, right?
I want to be able to fuck my king, okay?
Exactly. Continue this clip because it just gets better.
Number, guys.
No, I don't.
No, it's not. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Extreme right. This isn't about liberal or conservative. It's about radical, should we say, they don't believe in governance. So you see, for example, with COVID, if science says we should be wearing masks and government says you must wear a mask inside, they'll say we're anti-science, we don't believe the science to begin with, and we certainly are not going to obey the governance that requires that. That's one example. Of course, we go through this with climate change and so many other areas of denial that they're in. So,
did she not like eat her like soul today?
Not enough adrenochrome.
No.
we're an adrenochrome conspiracy podcast now.
I mean, always have been.
Always have been. I have to address this. I'm sorry in advance, guys.
Okay.
I did an AMA on the Instagram the other day, and somebody asked if we were like a Chapo trap house knockoff.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I may have called us a hate group.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're committing attempted assaults. That's what we do here.
So we're a hate group, and we hate Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, we hate liches.
Others as well.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, others.
And not just Nancy, you know.
Yeah.
No, plenty of others.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but others.
Yeah.
They exist.
Others are hated by us, and not just Nancy. I could probably, if you gave me like 20 or 30 minutes of Googling, I could come up with a name or two other than Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. Give me 45 minutes. I'll think of someone I dislike.
What's the guy that, you know what? Just play this clip, John. Play the rest of it.
Again, as nonpartisan as I can be, take back the Republican Party, take back your party, which has done so much for our country, and we can compete in the world of ideas about what the role of government is. We have confidence in our beliefs, but we have humility enough to listen to others and how things might work regionally or generationally or ethnically or whatever differences there are.
Isn't that just the sweetest clip you ever heard?
It's very cute.
Let's think about how some things are working regionally right now. Does anybody John, you're in Texas.
Oh.
How's things going regionally in Texas right now?
Well, I can fucking just carry as many guns on me as I want.
That's pretty cool.
That is rad.
How many knives?
As many swords or knives as I want.
Nice.
And
I'm glad that swords is included. People don't respect the sword enough these days.
Knives.
But
gun knives.
Gun knives, yeah. Guns that shoot knives. I can do it all now.
Dogs with bees in their mouths, and when they bark, they shoot bees at you.
And in fact, I'm going to use all these gun knives to start a bounty hunter business. Report my friends and neighbors like it's fucking 1940s Germany.
What you gotta
do? What you gotta do is get yourself a next door login.
I've got an idea for John. All right, and I'm gonna come clean with you on some things here, John.
Okay.
I asked you to be a part of this podcast because I think you're a very beautiful man.
Yeah.
And one repeated comment I get from viewers of a certain gender is that you're a very handsome man, and I know that you're not interested in ladies like that, so I just tell him that he's not into it. Sorry.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Stay away from my man.
That's not true. I never tell them to fuck off. But anyways, I get comments on your appearance, and some questionable things have been said about what women want to do with you. So what I think you need to do, and this is building into something, I promise.
Okay.
You need to start impregnating women and then convincing them to get an abortion, and then you start diming on everybody involved in the abortion process. That's the worst thing I've ever said.
That's it. No, he's got a good point. He's got a good point.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I just
it's much simpler than spying on my neighbors.
It's $10,000 a pop, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And your legal fees get covered. So like, you could just, you could be doing pretty well by just like, I don't know, you need 4 or 5 pregnancies a year, and you'll cover like all your bills.
Yeah.
So that's your new business opportunity. You're welcome. Don't say I never gave you anything.
Roving gangs of seductive teenagers.
I misheard you at first, and I thought you were making like a Roe v. Wade joke.
Roe v. Wade, seductive. Nice.
Yeah, great. Glad we did that. Shit. So go ahead and click on the next link. This isn't the first time that Nancy has said something like this. This is back in September of last year. Nancy Pelosi says America needs a strong Republican Party, not a hijacked cult. So she's been saying this since for a year now. She's been saying this, and what's changed in the Republican Party since then? Nothing. We only got more bad Republicans.
More badder.
Yeah. No. I mean, since the 30th of last September, we got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who she's complaining about on the 28th of January, and then she's still saying the same thing now today. Your party has been hijacked. You need a strong Republican Party, not the cult of personality. I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of like willing to just call the Republican Party a cult of personality, and like maybe it's not that it's been hijacked, but maybe that's just the way it is. Or maybe or maybe like if we're talking about like, I don't know, what's one of those big robot things, a Gundam or something, like
hell yeah,
like
Transformer.
Sure, something like that. Like, hey, Transformer or Gundam guy, like, you can't let yourself be hijacked, and the pilot's like, I'm in charge of this now. So, or all the gear that we gave the Taliban, like, we can't talk to the Apache helicopter that the Taliban has now and be like, hey, Apache helicopter, are you just gonna let yourself be hijacked like this? Because the Republican Party, like the Democratic Party, is just a structure, and whoever houses it is running that structure. And Right now, that the Republican Party structure is being run by a bunch of fucking insane lunatics. The Democratic Party structure is being run by people that are like, no, don't be run by insane lunatics, Republican Party. Also, we're going to cave to you on every fucking issue we possibly can.
The Democratic Party is full of a whole bunch of people asking Republicans why they put poops in their pants.
Why did you shit my pants? Why not somebody else's pants?
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. What's the Power Rangers mech thing called? Is it like the Mechazoid or Megazoid or
Megazord?
Megazord. That seems more right.
I never watched Power Rangers.
What? Oh yeah, you were from like a weird Christian homeschooled setup.
I was just about to say, my parents thought that Power Rangers was like evil because only God has power.
I wasn't
literally the explanation.
Just any kind of power. Just ability. I wasn't.
I was sci-fi. It was technology.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Well, no, there was the guy that like speaks to them looked like a spooky wizard or something.
Yeah, he looks just like the Wizard of Oz, doesn't he? He's just like a floating head.
But I also was not allowed to watch the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. But when I was growing up, I was allowed to, not just allowed, but like would sit down and watch with my family, like Married with Children and stuff like that. But I wasn't allowed to watch Johnny Quest because it had cartoon punching.
Oh.
To be fair, it was racist also.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there is a gentleman on that show who has an incredibly racist name.
I mean, his name got more racist after the Iraq War.
Yeah, well, of course. Shit.
Cool.
Go back to the it's a couple of links to the left. The hill. Starts with an H.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even weigh 210 pounds.
Oh. You know it. So if we could skip past this ad.
Damn, these guys look good.
We don't have to watch all 9 minutes. Oh, it's not a 9-minute video, thank God. We can just go ahead and watch some of this. This is another beautiful performance that Nancy did. I love the woman in the back that's having to like draw her skirt in so she don't flash her shit to everybody.
Like and
then you got Schumer licking his lips.
This was so. What we're watching for the listener is all these fucking assholes wearing the kente cloth.
Yeah.
And I remember I was astounded by this when it happened, but looking at it in retrospect, it's like
that
it's
much worse,
somehow
right?
more astounding.
Well,
like,
because hindsight is indeed 2020, and now you have further context to just how craven this was.
Yeah.
I forget his name, the guy that's standing, but he's like basically fucking disabled. I mean, this is just, I mean, you see how like these people are like barely making it through this. They're too fucking old to be doing this shit in the first place.
Yeah.
Secondly, this does fucking nothing. This is purely a performance of a bad thing happened to George Floyd. I think we all agree on that. If you don't agree with that, you can go ahead and stop listening here. I'm sorry you made it this far.
Yeah, fair.
So they put on this kente cloth, and they kneel for 9 minutes, and what do? They do nothing. Nothing has changed out of it. In fact, we could probably pull up the video of Nancy Pelosi thanking George Floyd for bringing justice to something. But yeah, so they kneel in kente cloth. Pelosi and Schumer say, "Oh, we gotta do better things for, I don't know, the black community." I think is one of the things that they were saying.
Thank you, George Floyd.
Yeah, yeah, that's just the first link is probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it happen, and thank God the jury validated what we saw. So again, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice. For being there to call out to your
Pause
mom.
right there. Pause right there. This is an adult human being. Right. This is somebody who not only is an adult human being, but an adult human being that kind of runs our country in a very significant way. Pretty soon on like the short list of like, God forbid it ever happen, Joe Biden suffers a heart attack and Kamala Harris is I don't know, beaten to death by a bunch of immigrants, which I would approve of, by the way. I'm not saying I'm going to make it happen or I want it to happen. I just would approve of it. Because she told them not to come, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm part of this party of America, the party that we're having in the USA, the party in the USA, and I want as many people to come as possible. Anyways,
Yeah, I want it to be like a bukkake.
Yeah,
I want everybody coming in this party.
Yeah, and if they bring clubs or don't bring clubs has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pat anybody down at the border. I'm not.
Yeah,
that
you got to
guy.
bring a club to the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta protect your neck. Anyways, so she's an adult human being. She says that George Floyd, died for justice, died for justice.
Well,
and the justice that's happened is that they, incriminated the officer for killing him. He didn't die for justice. He died, and then the bare minimum of what could be called justice happened as a result of him dying. Very contentious. Almost didn't happen because nobody wanted to hold the officers accountable.
Right. It's if I'm walking across the street and someone fucking slams into me with an SUV, and then someone arrests the driver.
You died for justice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thank you, Danko. We got. It's like, what?
It is putting all the improper parts ahead of the I don't know, the process. The horse and
really
the cart.
For Afghani weddings. I'm just thankful for Afghani weddings because they've led us to justice.
Yeah. Continue playing this fucking thing.
How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you, and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice.
Oh my God. Like one of these people back here or off to the side is her fucking like nurse handler.
Yeah.
Who's like, she spit out her meds, and they're freaking out. Like the speech writer's like, screaming at the nurse, like, why didn't you give her her fucking meds?
Adrenochrome.
Her adrenochrome.
You're supposed to check under her tongue. Check under her tongue.
Yeah.
When was her last adrenochrome shot? They've got like a logbook that they travel around with, and it's like every 2 hours they check a box. It's like adrenochrome given.
Yeah. And her addled fucking like rotten fucking mind fucking, she's just saying shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm sure that if her sunglasses were off, she would look terrified and lost.
She already does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rules. That's
we don't
pretty
need
cool.
we don't need to watch the rest of that, maybe, but let's just round it out. Let's just fucking finish it. It's such
nice.
A good let's just fucking roll through it.
And now we have
Burning
to make
time
sure
here.
justice prevails in the sentencing, but that's its own procedure.
Like she fucking knows it.
Bloomberg.
Her brain like is firing all these synapses, and it's like every now and then like a coherent thing sticks, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a separate process. Anyways, let me
what processes? Those are the only things that go through her fucking addled mind or process.
So if we could go
like
to the yellow V link.
Yellow V.
So Democrats barely passed a bill to increase security at the U.S. Capitol. So obviously justice has been done with the police. This is after the January 6th stuff happened, and she in that little speech she gave, and I'm glad we brought that up actually. But in that little speech she gave, she talks about how millions around the world came out. And what happened to those millions that came out around the world, especially in the U.S.?
They were given gift baskets by cops.
That's a different experience than I noticed.
Yeah, they were just fired at high velocities at little bits without baskets.
Less than lethal gift baskets.
Yeah.
There's an apple inside of the steel core rubber bullet.
So what happens when inevitably, like, you know, like we eventually do like outlaw something, and then they just start using like fucking modified like t-shirt cannons to fucking like potatoes in the crowd.
For sure.
Yeah.
So this is after January 6th. Everybody gets spooked out. Oh, we gotta have more security at the Capitol. It's not that we just didn't plan for a thing that we knew was gonna happen. It's that we need more money and funding for the Capitol Police. So
literally false flag ourselves in two directions at once.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Isn't that wonderful? Some notes on this. Police funding overall has increased under Biden, especially in police recruiting.
God bless.
I think it's, and I may be wrong on the figure, but I think it's like almost like double what Trump was using for police funding for recruiting. Obviously they passed a bill to increase security at the U.S. Capitol. You'll never guess who was like the lead negotiator on this bill. It was Nancy Pelosi. You guys didn't.
Yeah. I wasn't.
I said you guys never guess, and you just took that to heart, I guess. Like, oh, we might as well not even try.
We were like, we know. just keep going. I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, we'll be done soon. Actually, go ahead and go to the Hill article to the right of the last one we were on. Nope. Keep going. Yeah, there.
Oh, hell yeah. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
By the way, here's something we didn't cover. I got to say this about Conway. Ooh,
stop it.
That's a sound.
You clicked on the ad. Now we're on the ad.
Didn't Kellyanne Conway, like, tweet a nude picture of her teenage daughter?
Yes, she did.
No, I won't look that up.
No,
don't look that, John.
Underage.
Well, not the picture. I wanted to look up about it, but then I was afraid the picture might come up.
Yeah, there's this whole recorded her daughter was on like Snapchat or Instagram Live or something, and like recorded this fight that she had with her family, and it's exactly what you expect the family is like. It's a fucking nightmare. It's very funny and very sad, and so you know, Kellyanne.
It's funny. It's funny to us
incest
because
child porn.
It's funny to us because we have dysfunctional families, and so we can be like,
that's true.
I remember
I've been
that.
there.
Yeah. Like it's nice to know that there's rich trash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's actually all of it is trash, John, because rich people are evil.
Oh, there's Habsburg trash.
Look at their jaws. Can you imagine being like a peasant during like the Habsburg like reign and like
being this like yoked beautiful peasant?
Yeah, just working in the field all the time. Yeah. Just the most like Herculean figure that's ever existed, and then
shit.
And then these fucking like weird like pointy jawed like underbite motherfuckers walk up to you and like, I think you should be put to the stone. That's what they used to say when they would stone people. I don't think that's what they said. That might be what they said.
Sure. Yeah.
They might have come up with like clever things every now and then. Like, well, actually, they'd say it fucked up. Like, you should be put to the stone. It's like fucking inbred, deranged people.
Hey, listener / watcher or whatever we call you ingrates. Send us your best Habsburg impressions, please.
You can email it to BenzoRehabQuestions@gmail.com, or you can DM me directly because I like that shit.
Oh yeah. I don't like DMs, but I like those. I like Habsburg impressions.
Just preface whatever you send us with Habsburg impression.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Kellyanne Conway and Sean Spicer were on the military academy board. Woo! Hey, quick fun note about both of those people. Neither of them have a military background or like credentials or military use, except for I think like Kellyanne Conway is like militarily the dumbest fucking person alive.
Isn't
wow?
Spicer,
that was
yeah.
Weapons grade idiocy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
She's like militarily stupid.
Look,
I think
once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yeah, devil dog. Hoorah.
I think Sean Spicer is a reserve naval officer.
He looks like a Navy, like a reserve guy. He has the face of one.
Can we do a fact check on that? Because if I besmirch the good military record of, we have a producer, Dorian.
Yeah. This
is his job, and
I want to be more useful.
Fact check you live.
Sean Spicy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We're essentially live. I mean, if we don't edit this, then are we live?
Holy fuck! We're live to recording. We're live to recording is what they call it. And holy fuck, he was a commander.
He is a commander.
Is a commander.
Yeah, he is a reserve commander.
Actively.
Imagine taking any command from him while he's wearing his one like weird boot, hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
that was military training when he was hiding in the bushes. That was his. Man.
Yeah, this adds new context.
Yeah.
Can we look up Kellyanne Conway's military servicing? Because I guess it had Sean Spicer on.
Watch her. Yeah,
she killed a bunny.
She's actually what G.I. Jane was about.
Imagining her like floating up in the muck, wearing like the green beret and everything.
Yeah.
Just, beautiful.
She was actually the the inspiration for G.I. Jane.
I really love her as like going through SEER school and like just snapping a bunny in half. I think that's amazing.
That's what made her so duplicitous in all of her speech, right? Is she's like,
it's because she became two bunnies.
Yeah, well, also like under interrogation, it doesn't look like she was ever in the military. Under interrogation, she would just be like, "Well, those are alternative facts that I just gave you, so who knows what's true."
But you know, all of us are very much aware of a certain branch of the military that may not appear on Google. And that branch of the military is military spouses.
Oh, yes.
Because that counts.
The hardest job. The hardest job in the military.
Dude, I have, unironically, I thought this was just a joke on the internet, but I look at a lot of resumes during the day. Yeah. And I have seen that now.
You've seen military spouse put on
military spouse on resumes. I've seen it.
I'm gonna tell a quick story.
I also saw someone from Herbalife today, and that was very funny.
Well, that's a military spouse.
Yeah. Sensi and Herbalife.
Yeah.
The 2 pounds for military spouses.
Imagine I'm 22 years old, I think.
You look it, yeah.
No. Not now. Just imagine I am. All right. Let me imagine. I'm in the United States Marine Corps. I am a corporal of Marines. I have had the shittiest week of my life for like 52 weeks in a row now. Just progressively worse. I got back from a deployment. I was going through a divorce and shit like that. And nothing was great. And I was in the commissary. I was buying some shitty food because it was like right before Thanksgiving. And I was like, I'm going to do something nice for myself. And so I got a bottle of wild turkey, some pre-cooked fucking turkey, some like peas and some corn. I'm like, I'm just going to fucking cry and be sad for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to eat the right way about it. I'm in line. I'm holding all this stuff in my arms because I didn't even think to like get a fucking little basket or anything. and I'm in line at the commissary. The commissary is extremely busy, of course, because it's right before Thanksgiving. And this gal walks up to me, and she says, "Can I cut in front of you?" And I said, "No." And she's like, "Okay, well, I can see that you're a corporal, and my husband's a staff sergeant."
That rules.
Oh, man.
And me being in the mental state I was in, did probably the worst thing I've ever done in my life, which was disrespect a senior staff, non-commissioned officer's wife. And I said, "Fuck you, lady, I don't care."
Dude, pulling your husband's rank.
Oh yeah,
is
no, it was the
good.
most disgusting like display of like, who cares?
That's so awesome.
Who's fucking kids you're popping out, like,
Yeah.
Dude.
And this may seem misogynist, but if you've never been in the military, you've never like dealt with military wives, I'm sorry, you just don't know.
No, well, even myself dealing with them all the time, I still have really no idea. But oh Jesus, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was great, and she had like a fucking cart with like, it was overflowing and shit. I'm like,
of course,
I'm holding like a couple of things.
Like two, yeah.
Fuck you, lady! Like, get the fuck out of my face. Anyways, let's go.
I slept with this
Jody over
this,
here.
Like, yeah, I Jodied someone. I should have just said that so that it would be less explicit and also funnier. I was Jody at one point, and this woman lost her mind at a period because she was convinced that because of this, she was going to be put in jail. And I think that is beautiful.
What?
That is beautiful.
Yeah. That was her whole claim. It's just like, so I'm in the military and this whole code around this, or not I'm in the military, my husband's in the military and there's this whole code around this stuff. And so if anyone finds out that I cheated on my husband, they're going to put me in prison. And I'm just like, I don't care about any of this. I'm not going to
care.
Yeah, the Uniform Code of Military Justice does not apply to spouses, actually.
Then, yeah, I don't know what, because I think they were divorcing too, or at least maybe that's what I'm telling myself.
Well, it doesn't seem like they were in a good relationship.
They certainly weren't. There was a bag of potatoes in their living room.
Yeah,
yeah.
What were they, Irish or something? Let's go ahead and play this. So we didn't even get like to the setup of this. Sean Spicer and Kellyanne Conway were on the military board.
There.
Yeah, they were on the military board of directors. Apparently, maybe Sean Spicer has some kind of reason to be there. But anyways, they were kindly asked to leave, and this is Sean Spicer's response to that, I guess. Make it big on the screen, John.
Make it big on the screen.
Make it big on the screen.
We've got some breaking news tonight. All Trump appointees, including myself, have been kicked off the boards at the United States Naval Academy, Air Force Academy, and West Point in an unprecedented move by the Biden administration. I'm announcing tonight for the first time that I will not be submitting my resignation, and I will be joining a lawsuit to fight this. Here is the email I received right before noon today.
I'm sorry, pause
I'm writing
it.
to request your resignation.
And can you go back 4 seconds? No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Just go back 4 seconds. 3 seconds even. A little further. Oh, well, yeah, I guess the screen doesn't change. Hit play.
Just be able to click on it.
Well, yeah, no, it's loading.
Oh.
God damn it.
We're gonna hit another ad, aren't we? Press spacebar.
Spacebar.
Yeah, you got to get out of full screen. Damn it! I'm sorry, my friends. That I was sure that woman, because I wasn't paying much attention to the screen until we started playing it. I just saw that blonde woman. I'm like, oh, that's Kellyanne Conway. And then he full screened it. It's like, no, that's not.
some other blonde lady.
And that's all I had.
You may just have to refresh this page.
Yep, I ruined it for everyone.
But yeah, now Sean Spicer, known liar, is going to try to justify in court why he should have a fucking job that probably pertains to integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, let's watch this through though. I do want to see this.
Yeah, let's.
I do.
I'm not satisfied with your brief explanation of what it is.
We've got some breaking news tonight. All Trump appointees, including myself, have been kicked off the boards at the United States Naval Academy, Air Force Academy, and West Point in an unprecedented move by the Biden administration. I'm announcing tonight for the first time that I will not be submitting my resignation, and I will be joining a lawsuit to fight this. Here is the email I received right before noon today. I'm writing to request your resignation from the Board of Visitors to the United States Naval Academy. If we do not receive your resignation by the end of today, which is right now, and they won't, you will be terminated. Attached is a formal letter. The letter says that the email states, on behalf of President Biden, I'm requesting your resignation as a member of the Board of Visitors to the U.S. Naval Academy. Lindsay, remember back during the inauguration when President Biden said, I'm going to be the president for all people, Trump voters, everyone else? Yeah. Where'd that go? Pretty out the window.
What the fuck?
That's his complaint.
Why do you think that you're all people? Or even some people?
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, who is Sean Spicer like?
See, here's
the
difference.
Maybe like a scrabbling like rat mutant, you know, like just like trying to scramble its way to the top of some like rotten.
Where the fuck is Sean Spicer's jaw and where's his neck? Like I can't find the delineation between those two things.
No, he's just slowly becoming Hannity.
Melds into like a thumb. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the difference between someone like me and someone like Sean Spicer is, first off, I don't like to wear suits, and I'm not on Newsmax.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, the things that he like brings up as like Biden's hypocrisies, right? Like, you said that you were going to be a president for all Americans. I'm all Americans. Why aren't you being my president right now? And first off, what does it mean like to be your president? Like, he's commanding you. That's what being a president is.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You said you'd be my boss, and now you're bossing me around.
Yeah, no, you're bossing me around, and you're doing what bosses do, which is fire people. Well, maybe working for Trump would have prepared him for being fired. Right. I don't know. You know, if he wants to bitch about like being removed from this board, you were literally removed as like the fucking press secretary of the United States of America by your last boss.
Yeah. That's the thing with this like brand of conservative, is that even no matter who is doing what, they're always aggrieved.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's victimhood politics.
They're invulnerable to like winning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's victimhood politics, and it's like this like, President Biden, you said that you would be all Americans president. Why are you hurting me? Yeah, so that's the difference between me and Sean Spicer is I don't like Biden because he's a piece of shit, and
yeah.
I put poopy in Nancy Pelosi's pants, and she was sad about it, and now you're angry at me for the putting the
Sean Spicer doesn't like Biden because I don't know. I guess he's got him on a stipulation here.
Yeah. Man, and what must like a naval officer academy be like? Because almost every naval officer that I've met that's yelled at me, it's been like Sean Spicer. Yeah. it's like Sean Spicer's yelling at me. Like, it's very like, only way that I can describe the ass chewing is like flaccid, you know?
Yeah. No. I've experienced that. I've experienced that a lot.
Yeah, flaccid and performative.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly how I describe Sean Spicer.
Like somebody, you know, you're the sub, they're the dom, and they've got like this flaccid dick, and they're like, yeah, take this big old dick, and you're like, rub it on your lips a little bit.
Fantasies enough.
Because like you can't make full penetration, so you just rub it on your lips, and you're like, yeah. Oh, daddy, don't hurt me. Oh, it's so big.
Say what
I've
you
never
will
been in that
about...
position. I've never been in that.
Say what you will about like the Marines and the whole fucking thing, but at least it seems to me, from engaging with a lot of military people but never being in it myself, like at least Marines are like miserable enough to be like adequately mean.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
For sure.
All it's done is made me a meaner person.
Yeah.
So.
And
that is the one actual benefit of the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
It teaches you to put up toxic boundaries.
Yeah, I learned very quickly to be a horrible, mean person in order to
rules.
It's very Machiavellian, actually.
You see, yeah. I mean, I was gonna join the Marine Corps, but then like two things. Number one, like if a drill sergeant ever yelled at me, I'd fucking knock his ass out.
Yeah.
Because when I get angry, I get crazy.
Right.
You know. And number two, but the
just
real,
go red.
but the
I just
real
go
thing,
red is what you got.
yeah, I black out, and they'd all be dead. Camp Pendleton would disappear one night. But no, really, I was already a mean person, so I didn't need to do anything.
Actually, yeah. There you go. Yeah. If you can't get meaner, then it's just a waste.
Right? I was the meanest dog in the world.
Were you the big dogs that the little dogs couldn't run with? Anyways,
dude, I need one of those like big mean dog shirts, whatever the fuck they're called.
Well, you need a pain is just a weakness leaving the body shirt as well. You need a couple of shirts.
I'm doing some more.
I need to find a way to parody the pain is weakness leaving the body shirt and like make it into a T-bird shirt.
Yeah,
we'll workshop this later. We'll workshop this later.
Rehab is Benzo's leaving the body.
All right, yeah, that's the one. All right, nice work.
Knee slapper.
Do we need to watch more of this, John?
Let's
watch more of this.
Let's watch more of this. Actually, yeah.
Come on. Yeah, let's watch more of this.
Yeah, pretty much, huh? At a time when the administration's dealing with, COVID, Afghanistan, the effects of Hurricane Ida, what are their priorities? Apparently, they're prioritizing flying to California to campaign for Governor Newsom and firing veterans from service academies. To put this in context,
please press pause.
The Biden.
What?
Sean Spicer, I don't think earnestly believes, but is putting out the belief that Joe Biden himself was like, get that Sean Spicer character out of him. I don't like him. He's a dog-faced lion pony soldier. Really what happened is some aide was like, hey, sir, I've been writing up a thing about how we need to kick out all the Trump guys from the military boards. Is that cool? And Biden was like, yeah, sure, whatever, Jack. And it's literally some fucking like low-ranking aide that has like absolutely no actual power, but the one thing he can do is write a piece of paper that Joe Biden's gonna sign, and then Sean Spicer gets his little pee hurt over it. And he's going, "Oh, you were supposed to be my president."
Oh yeah.
And I mean, also like his boss, like
yeah, his own boss fired him, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, and like you said, not even the boss, the system. Like Sean Spicer should be used to this,
right?
If he's a veteron, but I guess
this is not his first rodeo, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's a reserve officer, so maybe just gets his way. And
I've noticed that about reserve guys. They always have like an inflated sense of like what the military actually is because they don't like do it every day. They only do it when it's like important to do it.
And it's just like obviously compensatory, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm a real military boy. I know how to military.
Let's go a little bit deeper into this.
We're just doing baby voice.
The administration came into office and immediately ordered a stand down and a review for all of the military academies for some unknown still.
Immediately ordered a stand down and review, bro. It's like fucking 6-7 months later.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Unknown reason. For almost a year, we've been unable to meet, and then we get this email today. You have to ask why. Why would they want zero oversight during a challenging period where the academies are dealing with COVID, they're navigating funding issues? I wonder why. Maybe it's because they want to inject liberal ideology like critical race theory into the curriculum, and then
what was that general that loves CRT? Sorry, what's up?
Go ahead. Sorry, John.
Like, I mean, like these are like these are oversight boards, but they're management policy boards, right? These aren't like congressional like political boards.
No.
These are people that are there to do a job administering to a part of the government.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure. I might be ignorant.
No, you are correct.
This is yeah. So it's not like he's acting like Biden fucking like shot a member of Congress or something.
Which would be fucking awesome if he did.
Would rule from a foot away.
Can I just say?
He pulls that out of a cane.
I will vote Biden 2024 if Biden pulls out a cane gun.
Thank you.
And just fucking shoots somebody in the face like point blank.
Or like a Walker gun, and maybe just takes out like like the left wing of like a committee, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Just a scattergun blast against like a couple of people.
A Walker gun would be cool, but what if he just was on a walker, like a mech?
Okay, well, obviously that would be way more badass. Duh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the mech episode.
This is
the mech and baby episode.
Yeah. If I'm still sober enough to remember that when I'm making the caption, I'll include that.
Mechs and babies.
Mechs and babies. Keep going
our
on this.
Neon Genesis episode.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep on going.
Love
keep
Want
going.
to ensure there's no pushback and zero oversight.
This is unbelievable, Sean. And White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she actually mentioned you by name during her press briefing earlier today. Watch.
The president's objective is what any president's objective is to ensure you have nominees and people serving on these boards who are qualified to serve on them and who are aligned with your values. I will let others evaluate whether they think Kellyanne Conway and Sean Spicer and others were qualified or not political to serve on these boards.
You know, I've follow tradition. Press secretaries never comment on the previous press secretary or the current one, and I.
That's not true at all.
What?
What a fucking lying shitbag.
Jesus Christ.
What a fucking lying shit. No press secretaries ever talked about a previous secretary. Like
that's insane.
It's what a fucking dipshit.
Well, especially not him. Like he's never. I'm sure.
Fucking
that rules.
God damn! What a little bitch.
You know, I thought politics would get like less funny. Not like the Trump people would go away. Like I knew that wasn't going to happen.
No, I think it's gotten more funny.
Yeah, I thought it might get a little bit less funny, at least for a while, and maybe it did for like
the lib shut up for like a little bit, and
no, because we got all the brunch fun like for that first month. We did have that.
They
but
literally
it has
danced
just
in the
gotten
streets
so
when
much
Biden
funnier.
was elected. Do you remember that?
Yes.
People danced in the streets for Joe Biden being elected.
Right. Well, I mean, I remember
fuck
like
were
2016.
we on? No, not we. Not we.
We.
What the fuck were some people on?
Right. But no, I mean, I remember like how crushed and like honestly, I felt pretty fucking dreadful like when Trump was elected. But like, I just know how many of these people, the only reason they were doing that was to like fill out the motions that they decided they would perform 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just like, oh man, when this guy's out of office in 4 years, if he's out of office in 4 years, I'm gonna dance in the streets. It's gonna be great. And then it's just like, okay, well, your dying grandfather is the president, and he's also racist. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, I gotta dance a little.
I gotta dance because Orange Man bad.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And if he doesn't have a constant IV drip of adrenochrome, fucking to fucking slip.
You can tell when he's off his dose.
Yeah.
It's.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he calls on reporters that actually have hard questions.
Yeah.
And it's so strange because he always looks alarmed, you know, like and actually mad after he was like, oh yeah, I'll call on that guy. And it's
never
like,
thought somebody would ask me a question that mattered.
You're not on the
Jim
fucking
Eagle
list.
press conference. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I almost cried during that press conference. It's just so like pitiful and weird and scary. And it's like, oh no, this really is just blue Trump in so many ways.
Yeah,
where it's
for sure.
Yeah, that was hysterical.
Yeah, that's a old fucking senile person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a victory lap here real quick. Who was saying that Biden would be blue Trump far before the election?
I think the Benzo Rehab Dungeon was saying.
I think the Benzo Rehab Dungeon was saying that Biden was nothing other than blue Trump.
I don't think, to be clear, I don't think that they're equal, but they are very similar.
They're not. They're same but different, right?
Oh, we're speaking in a Cloud Atlas language now.
Yeah.
Like this is the good. Tell me the true.
They're both horrible human beings. They have some small variations between them.
Yeah, they suck.
Does Sean what is it? Spicer? Yeah, Spicer have a fucking herpes sore right here.
I hope so.
He always. I noticed since when he was Speaker of the or not Speaker of the House,
the press
secretary. No, he always had this like weird like black stuff like kind of collecting at the edges of his lips. I made posts about this.
I mean,
I could go back and like find these posts that I made, but he always had like black weirdness around his mouth.
Not to be shitty to anyone that may have some kind of like medical issue, but anyone that's able to have like shit sticking on their lips all the time that won't wipe it off, I don't trust you.
Yeah,
for
sure. I don't trust those people.
Yeah, he's not polite enough to take his antiviral meds.
It's
so that we don't have to look at it on TV. You know,
he's got bad old ick mouth.
Yeah.
Let's try to round out the rest of this clip.
Fine.
I've respected that. I haven't responded to Jen or reacted to her, but she crossed the line today. She chose to bring me into this. So Jen, you want to know about my qualifications? Joining the military and wearing the uniform of this amazing country's
one weekend a month.
Oh man.
Fucking, and then sometimes not even that, because you can just get off for like special exceptions for things. Like being a political
I like how he's and please bear in mind, I think Jen Psaki is nothing but a sociopathic liar.
Yeah,
much
she sucks too.
Much in the same vein that Sean Spicer is. But I love how he's treating this like she said my name out loud thing as like her crossing the Rubicon of like press secretaries. Like, this is unprecedented. Nobody's ever done this before. How dare she do this? There's been a long-standing pact that we never cross this river, and here she is marching with her words across this river to slander me in such a way. What a fucking dramatic little bitch. God damn.
Yes. No,
continue,
precisely
please.
That.
Remains one of my greatest decisions in life. For 22 years, I've had the honor of serving alongside some of the most talented, patriotic, and brave individuals this country has to offer. I'm a proud graduate of the U.S. Naval War College. I've done multiple tours, and politics has never entered into my service. I've served under 5 different presidents of both parties. When you wear the uniform, you serve the commander-in-chief. We take an oath as officers to the Constitution.
Pause. When you wear the uniform, you serve the commander-in-chief. Who is the commander-in-chief right now? Is it Joseph R. Biden?
Oh, it is!
Oh, shit.
So when you serve the commander of the chief and the commander-in-chief says, get the fuck out, you serve the commander of the chief. There we go. He solved it for himself.
Yeah. You wipe the fucking crusty black shit off your lips.
you get all the fucking doo-doo around your lips off.
Wipe Pelosi's doo-doo off your lips.
Oh, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's a lot of shit I would eat, but Pelosi's is not one of them.
No.
Yeah, same.
All right. So
my partner never hears this episode.
Oh, does she watch our episodes?
No, she doesn't. Thank God.
Oh, thank God.
She used to, and then she said, "Well, I'm just hearing everything you yell at me normally, so why would I watch it more?
Why suffer double the abuse?"
Yeah. Well, don't call me an abuser here.
You know, metaphorical abuse.
Yeah. Well, it's a rough word to use is all I'm saying. Let's move on to the next clip. I don't want to watch this guy anymore.
Okay.
He already fucking defeated himself. You serve the command of the chief. Got him.
Sorry, I wasn't able to interrupt you guys for a moment because I lost my audio and I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
But I'm sure everything you said was very funny, and I'm sorry I didn't interrupt. There you go.
Yeah, no, you're fine. We don't need to look at this. I gave up on that.
I farted on the microphone.
Yeah, we can skip this too. Basically, I was just going to talk about how the Democratic Party, about the eviction moratorium, the only thing substantive that they did was they tried to put through a unilateral vote, which means that if one no vote exists, the whole thing just falls apart. So obviously performance politics and like, oh, a bad thing is going to happen to a bunch of renters. We'll put through this bill. Oh, how did it fail? We can't think of one evil Republican that would vote against it.
Well, not a single one. Not a single Democrat that would. Either.
Yeah, and yeah, of course. Furthermore, not a single Democrat also.
Yeah, well, and it just goes to show that like the Democrats will like never do anything for their constituents because like the Republicans made everybody in my state a fucking gun-toting, sword-wielding fucking bounty hunter that can potentially hate women if they want to.
Yeah,
that's fair.
The Democrats can't get fucking eviction moratoriums during a fucking global crisis.
Right.
Yeah. Also, not to bring it in a different direction too much, but what was the Exxon Papers? It was one of these oil companies that had like a list of different politicians that they like was necessary for them to like keep in power in order to have any kind of effect, and like Kirsten Sinema's on there. So yeah, I mean this whole
there's
it's
Kirsten
important to remember.
There's a congressman in Louisiana that's on there. There's a bunch of like
there's so many, but like I mean Sinema's like the really notable Democrat that I remember being on there. I mean there's more than one Democrat, but
the senatorial seat is obviously significant because it's 2 per each state no matter what. And that power balance that arrives out of there, like where Arizona has like a small fraction of population versus something like California, but they both get 2 seats, and
there are 4 people that live in Montana, but they have 2 senators still.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is you don't know who Scott Baio is?
Scott Baio.
I have to see his face.
The actor. What the fuck was he in?
He was in
one of those shitty shows.
Oh my god! Really? Really?
Yeah, Chachi.
Oh my
Eric
god!
On the Happy Days.
Happy Days. Thank you.
Do you think that Dave Rubin's fucking partner fucking like hates him now, and like he's just like, oh man, I'm just gonna put the crazy.
No. He writes for him.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like fucking like, and it's like, like me fucking this fucking idiot and fucking some fucking idiot actor can fucking debate fucking Barack Obama.
The caption on this this Dave Rubin clip, we're watching a clip from Dave Rubin Clips, which is a parody. It's at Dave Clips on Twitter. He does really good journalism on Dave Rubin specifically. Make it big and let's watch this. The caption is Dave Rubin, if it's me, Scott Baio, and Larry Elder against Gavin Newsom, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. I think we're pretty good. So I haven't seen this clip. I just saw the headline and I was like, yeah, we should watch this. Let's just watch this.
That Dave Rubin thinks that he could like debate like fucking anyone.
Yeah. When he can't debate people in his audience. Like he can't even. Yeah. He gets heckled with fucking shit.
What you gotta understand is that left is bad.
If you haven't seen his stand-up, you need to, because it rules.
We've watched it.
I don't think I've seen him like hold an opinion in opposition of somebody in the same room as him.
I mean, even when he does, he kind of doesn't. It's really weird.
Yeah, well, like, isn't that ultimately why he left the Young Turks? Because, like,
he's got very deferential politics where he'll be like, well, isn't it like, and then somebody will be like, no, Dave, you're fucking stupid, and he'll be like, yeah, I guess liberals are like that, aren't they?
Oh, well, I guess I am gay.
Which is funny because he is such a self-hating gay.
He
is such a self-hating gay. Go ahead and play the clip.
I'm devoting every moment of my time right now to helping Larry win. And look, if it's me and Scott Baio and Larry Elder versus Gavin Newsom, Barack Obama, and Kamala Harris, I like our chances. I really do. So bring it, guys. And please, if you live in California.
Does he think that any of those people know who he is?
Yeah, I know.
Scott Baio definitely knows who he is.
Scott Baio knows.
No. Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, or Gavin Newsom.
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah. No.
But because he was, well, maybe he wasn't calling them out. Maybe he was rallying his allies. But to me, it sounded like he was calling them out. And it's like,
no, I see what
it's
you're
weird to call people out like that don't know you, especially when you're like a celebrity.
Yeah. Well, if Justin Murphy and Andrew Culp want to fucking throw down, I'll beat your ass right now. I'll do it right here.
Also, we'll talk to them.
Yeah, intellectually.
Yeah, intellectually. No, I
By the
think
way, Benjamin Bratton, come on, so we can talk about Agamben, because I don't know Agamben very well, and people are angry at you.
Yeah, he's not going to hear this. So
he will. I'm going to send it to him.
Fair enough. Shit, I forgot the point I was going to make. So anyways, when he's calling these people out, so he's calling out Gavin Newsom, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, right? These are three people that are actually elected. His allies are Scott Baio. We had to look him up. I mean, like, I remembered kind of what he was from, but I couldn't remember what his like character's name was. Larry Elder, who was a black white supremacist. That's just on talk radio in California for like.
You just call him a gray supremacist in that case.
No. He's a black white supremacist.
I know, but that's my joke. My joke. So.
Yeah, when you mix black and white together, they make gray. No, they don't. Work with paint sometime. You did that for a living. You know that's not true.
Kind of get gray a little bit.
You got me.
It's complicated
right now. Anyways, and Larry Elder, who's done conservative talk radio in California for like, I don't know, 20 years or something like that. But he's never been elected to anything. He's enjoyed by a handful of people. And the really fucked up thing is that Larry Elder actually has a chance to win because of how the recall process works and the fact that the Democrats didn't put forward like a replacement for Gavin Newsom, you know, in the event that Gavin Newsom loses. So Larry Elder could be elected with as much as like 19% of the actual fucking vote. Really cool, guys. Did a great job, Democrats. Always fucking winning.
Yeah. I mean, if it convinces anyone, Larry Elder, sex crime allegations in 2011.
Ooh.
Yeah,
but
that's what people
Newsom,
care about because
probably
we
sex
have
crime allegations also.
Yeah, we have a president and New York's governor had all those things for many
well, I
years
mean, New York's governor is getting shat on for it, but our president just loves sniffing people and maybe licking them.
That's weird.
Maybe fitting their heads into his mouth like a snake.
Also, our last president. And
but they liked that about him.
Yeah.
That was like a good thing on his end, like it would be with Elder. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm
saying. Like that man, he gets what he wants.
No. See,
that's genuinely out. Yeah.
Like white conservatives like self-hating black people, but they like they probably don't like the fact that he's a rapist.
If he sex crimed a white person, that's bad news.
Yeah.
However,
black on white crime, an inexcusable thing.
Yeah, but defeating procedures and exploiting them is more important, though.
That's true.
And morality.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's finish this clip up.
Oh yeah.
Please vote. We know there is going to be fraud. We absolutely know it. Now, I should mention this. They're letting you take mail-in ballots till the day of the election. So is it crazy to think that it might be a possibility that come election night, if they're counting ballots and it's kind of looking close, and Larry maybe is winning, do you think the media might, because the media obviously doesn't want Larry Elder to win, they don't mind when a woman in a gorilla costume throws an egg at him, do you think it might be possible that they're going to be like, oh, we can't call this election, or just the general California machine, who's tabulating these votes? It's the entire machine, the entire system here is Democrats. So do you think they might be like, ooh, that Larry Elder guy's winning. Sorry, we're going to have to wait for those mail-in ballots. And by the way, a lot of them were mailed in today, so we're going to need 5 more days. Oh, and we might need a week. We have been set up. We have been set up.
Yes. They're going to count things? They're going to wait to count things?
They're gonna
and the media has never called something before it was sure before, ever.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Never. And
I'm so tired, guys.
It is. I wish. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say anything too extreme, but
no, please.
I just wish that like a satellite would fucking like fall through this like sad little studio.
Yeah.
What I want to happen is I want David Letterman's corpse to rise up and strangle him in his sleep.
Actually, yeah. Just eat him alive.
Oh shit! Not David Letterman.
Larry King.
Larry King. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that was his hero.
I mean, Letterman's corpse should also do something. He'll be dead soon.
Oh, actually, that was so like just like
Larry David.
The delicacy to watch David Rubin like fucking like his expectations.
One of my favorite videos ever. It's so fucking good. Him taking the call.
Yes. So great.
Do we have another link besides? Oh yes, we have the Jordan Peterson thing.
Yes.
The namesake.
Oh yes, the founder. We've got 2 Jordan Peterson links.
Double Jordan.
All right, I'm gonna make an executive decision here. Let's take a quick break and come back in a moment, if that's okay with you, gentlemen.
I do have to pee. I was planning on doing it here, but
I pissed my pants.
You won't have to grab a bottle. We'll take a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or whenever we come back. The listener and the viewer won't know because this will just be seamlessly cut somewhere around here.
From here.
Yeah.
From where we pull our dicks out.
We'll reconvene in a couple of moments and hit these 2 wonderful clips. There's just going to be this may be like a almost 3-hour episode. I hope you guys are ready for that.
We're cut here.
And cut. All right, we are back.
We're back.
Episode 57, Benzo Rehab Dungeon. We were just about to jump into a video with Jordan B. Peterson and Dennis U.
Prager. Yeah, Prager U.
The U I put on the wrong place on purpose. Not a real university. Let's go ahead and watch this Dennis Prager thing. Make it big first, yes, please.
Were always pro-Israel. The left was always anti-Israel. If you can't see the moral clarity of the Middle East issue, Hamas primitives versus a modern liberal.
Wow.
Well, like Shapiro says.
So this is where Dennis Prager doesn't pretend to be a moderate.
No.
Well, no. I mean, you see, Shapiro's already like set this groundwork for them, or like the people in Hamas and Hezbollah, like they like to live in shit. Actually, all Arabs like to live in shit, like open sewage and stuff. Whereas Israelis like to build things.
Yes.
Yeah, which not like there weren't fucking buildings and shit before.
Right.
Yeah, not like the Arab world had like some of the best infrastructure available before,
Well,
worst buildings.
Still some do though. Like people like forget that like the richest fucking countries in the world are fucking Muslim countries, and it's not Saudi Arabia. It's just the ones that all the ones that we've been fucking with for the last like 100 years, like the worst.
Of course, and probably because we've been fucking with them for hundreds of years, right?
The Burj Khalifa and the Hagia Sophia, both built by Jews.
Yeah, right. The Taj Mahal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Liberal democracy called Israel. There's something wrong with your moral compass.
So why do you think the radical left is pro-Palestine, particularly? Why did they pick that?
I don't know anything about the region,
Pause right
but
there.
I do sort of know what.
I don't know anything about the region.
So this episode is titled "Free Speech," by the way, and of course Adam Carolla's on there. And there's a quick note I want to make about Adam Carolla is that he's been on all these like congressional hearings and stuff about, well, we're gonna have the right to free speech and people are getting canceled. Canceled is not a legal thing, by the way. It just means that you're no longer popular. And welcome to the free market, buddy. You don't get to make money if you're not popular as somebody that talks about things.
Yeah.
And the other thing is,
just in what's popular, like fucking like you can't control that. That's what your business is.
Right. And like the big like media crisis. Well, I mean, not the only one, but one of the primary media crises we had around censorship that used to have hearings and stuff all the time. We were talking about, developing things like the MPAA and like putting fucking labels on records if they said things that the government didn't like and stuff like that, which is entirely different and like far worse censorship as well, which is far different from like, well, a bunch of people on Twitter said they don't like me.
Right. And and Adam Carolla has been taking
extremely
down
successful at saying stupid shit, and he's fine.
No. More than that.
Yeah.
He's been leading campaigns against people that talk against him, trying to pursue legal means to shut them up whenever they talk bad about him.
Yeah. He's a big copyright striker guy on YouTube. For one.
He loves free speech. Anyways, so he starts out his little comment with, "I don't know anything about the region." Okay, shut up. Just fucking shut up. But he goes on to say, "I know what animates people," and continue from here because it just gets great. And I'm going to tell you to pause. You need to be quick on this, John.
You need to be what now?
When I tell you to pause, you need to be quick.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Like
no,
a cowboy.
I'm not criticizing you. I'm giving you a heads up. This is not like a reprimand. This is more of a preparatory.
This isn't a write up. It's a coaching.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Phew.
Animates people.
Pause
My
it.
feeling
Just a test run.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
is, as someone who grew up with a mother who was sort of this way, and
go ahead, pause.
A
A mother who was sort of this way. What the fuck does that mean? A mother who was sort of like, I don't know, maybe Palestine shouldn't be bombed to death. Is that what he means? Is that what he's saying?
I think it might be.
I grew up with a mother who was sort of this way.
This is Adam Carolla, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he
Man
probably
show
means, like,
Adam Carolla.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to tell it's man show Adam Carolla because he's aging and is beginning to, as all old people look alike, look like an old woman.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I thought I was like, man, Adam Carolla really looks like fucking middle-aged Midwestern lesbian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
He
I
just doesn't have the
apologize,
flannel on the
Midwestern
Subaru.
lesbians.
I mean, we love you guys. Adam Carolla is a handsome woman.
Yeah.
When you hit play next, John.
Yes.
You're gonna have to just pause it after dabbled in communism a little bit. so just run it and then be ready.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when he plans. This is a nightmare.
Yeah.
a mother who dabbled in communism a little bit.
What the fuck does that mean? A grandmother that dabbled in communism?
I mean, she
used to give candy to kids around the block.
Yeah,
like,
no, and it'd be funny if his like grandmother was just a sweet woman who like fucking like made food for people that were down and out, and being like somebody.
Yeah, she went to the soup kitchen occasionally.
My grandmother dabbled in communism a little bit. She used to say things like, "Poor people shouldn't die in the streets." Like what the fuck kind of and it's so intentionally vague. And Adam Carolla is one of these kind of people who will just say something intentionally vague because he knows that he can just get away with it. I mean, his grandmother's probably dead. His mother is probably dead. And so he can be like, my mother was a little bit like this.
But
and you know how women are. And my grandmother.
Also, right. But I mean, there's intentionally vague, which I think is there. But I think it's also this weird conservative version of purity politics. And the way that it works that I've noticed is that it's like, well, my grandma dabbled in communism in the same way that like my uncle that I don't talk to anymore dabbled in homosexuality. And the way that I mean he dabbled in homosexuality is that like he owned like some pants that were too nice for my comfort.
Ooh, yes,
right? Like so it's just like it's this space of like absolute signification where they're like, well, if you show enough of these like cultural signs, it means that you're the worst thing that I can imagine.
Well, I mean,
which is never a very bad thing.
Yeah, well, there's people who believe that like
a psychologist.
Right. So he's gay and a communist.
Yeah.
Like my grandma sagged her pants a little bit, so that means she wanted to get fucked in prison, you know?
Exactly. I mean, that's so much of what this cultural logic is.
Yeah, no,
right?
that really is it, though.
Pure open space of erratic, hypersensitive signification, and it's very fun. It's good. Anyway, so dabbled in communism, huh?
Yes. Go ahead. Continue.
They want to push back against everything that is. It's
same. I mean,
like
same.
what?
They're anti-natalists, okay?
No.
Push back against anything that is.
John, whatever you're thinking right now, you're right. This is actually what he's going down the line of logic of. So say your piece if you need to say it, but
this wasn't a desperate plea for somebody like smarter than him to please pick it up, you know. I've said my nonsense. Please, somebody, you know, they're attacking.
Yeah,
the isms, the everything.
Right.
No, he doesn't even say isms. Everything that is.
Yeah.
So just the general concept of something has been built and now we must tear it down.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about
somebody
this
makes
topic.
some sense out of my goggly goop.
Right. I don't know much about this topic. I just know that some people have some opinions and some people don't. And that my parents, they had some opinions. And me, not the same opinions as them. What do you think?
Yeah, no, he is desperately looking for somebody smarter than him in the room.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only other people in the room are Dennis Prager and Jordan B. Peterson.
Yeah.
That rules. What's
So-
the... Okay,
well,
hold on.
I really hope that one of them tells us how like everything that is capitalism or something.
No, that's
Like
not going to be what happens. You're going to love what happens next here.
This is very important. And maybe it can wait until the end of this, but I think maybe we should just do it now so we remember.
Go ahead.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh man. Man.
See, I did a variant of this on
I
my
know.
AMA the other night.
Mhm.
So I had
And you fucked a bunch of people to death, is what you did.
I have a pre-planned answer. I'll go ahead and throw my answer out so John can think about it. Fuck, marry, kill, Jordan Peterson, Adam Carolla, Dennis Prager.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to fuck Adam Carolla to death.
Really?
And then I'm going to marry Dennis Prager and collect all of his riches after I fuck him to death. And then I'm going to kill Jordan Peterson by fucking him to death.
Yeah. I have a slight variant on that.
Please go ahead.
Which is that I would marry Dennis Prager to death because I would never stop nagging him, and he would hate it. His heart would eventually stop.
Dennis, when are you gonna put out another anti-slavery video?
Exactly.
An anti-slavery in that you don't believe it existed.
Why aren't you so much of an anti-Semitic Jew anymore? You know, you could do a lot better. but just constantly harassing him to get things done and like to fix
Dennis, I need you to pound my pussy again.
Yeah.
It just isn't the same.
And just like knowing that I'm more like physically able to do things around the house, I would still demand he do it. Hang up the Jewish Christmas lights and just shit like that. So I would kill him.
Well, the Jewish Christmas lights are actually a myth.
So that's what I would do there. So marry Prager. I would just kill Corolla because I think that, well, and the reason for that is because it would be a fun show of masculine force, because I would do it as like a gladiatorial duel.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would just fuck Jordan Peterson because I think that like the post-coital tristesse might kill him.
Okay.
Where it's like,
yeah.
Oh God, I came and I came
maybe
for no reason.
maybe you could even just like fuck him over by like putting out a plate of Xanax or something. Like, oh, how'd that go?
Oh yeah. Ooh,
I've really fucked you here, haven't I?
I have this ex that like constantly sends me messages being like, hey, I got a bunch of ecstasy. Do you want to get a hotel room? And I'm like, no, I don't. But also, I just imagine doing that with Jordan Peterson, like after we've dated like 10 years in the future, just constantly sending him text
bars.
messages.
You want to come
saying,
over,
like,
babe?
Yeah, I got bars and a bunch of oatmeal cookies and cheddar cheese slices. Do you want to mix them?
You know what I love? You can tell that we've all been addicted to substances or have been with people that are addicted to substances because we have all the same like, hey babe, you want to come do some bars? Like, we have all that background of how these people talk. John, you have to fuck, marry, kill. Go ahead.
So I have the same order as Danko, but different reasons.
Ooh,
cheers. That's what I do now. Instead of tipping my hat, I tip my glasses apparently.
But I'd fuck Jordan Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'd push him to suicide through, you know, a like kind of lobster hierarchy, like fucking like sexual erotica, where he's not just the beta male lobster, he's the female lobster.
Oh yeah, you're like snapping your claws next to his ears.
Put on the cat lobster ears, Jordan.
And the fucking maid outfit on your fucking red tail, you know, and then you know. Yeah, then he'll probably just go into like a benzo spiral or something.
Yeah.
I would I'd marry Adam Carolla so that I could
really
further so that I
ours are different.
Yeah.
I thought you said marry.
No, I'm marrying Prager because I could nag him to death. Carolla and I have a gladiatorial fight on probably the old set of the Man Show.
Yeah, no, I would just fucking like every waking moment of Adam Carolla's life, just like tell him how much of an idiot he is, and then eventually, inevitably, when we divorced, I would take his fucking like meager pile of like what's like left of him, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I don't care what happened after that because nobody cares about Adam Carolla.
Here's a question.
Truly.
And that's a great answer. And I love that we all have our distinctly different tastes. That's really that really warms my heart. But are Adam Carolla and he's one of my favorite comedians, and I just forgot his name.
Stanhope.
No, he's no. I did that with Stanhope recently, though. But he was also on the Man Show.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Fallon.
No. I think he was on the Man Show. He does the like really awful jokes when he brings people onto his podcast that's named after him. They pull him out of a hat.
Or is it Jimmy? Is it Jimmy Kimmel?
Norm Macdonald?
No. Norm Macdonald, yeah.
Norm Macdonald.
Are they friends?
I don't think Norm Macdonald is friends with anyone. and I'm saying that genuinely.
In a very
Norm Macdonald,
he doesn't care.
Yeah, no. He you know, I was talking with a friend about
God, he's an angel.
He is an angel. Not the best, like as far as like his takes on some things sometimes.
Oh, who cares?
But no,
he's
exactly.
just so funny.
He's so funny, and I was talking with a friend about this recently about how Norm Macdonald has this like sociopathic dedication to the joke where he'll like,
yes,
he literally ruined his SNL career because he would not shut up about OJ Simpson.
Yes.
And then like another like prominent moment was when he had Tim Allen on his show, and he was like, "Hey Tim, went to jail for selling coke, right?" And Tim Allen was like, "I told everybody I don't want to talk about this." And he's like, "When you were in jail," like he just rolled on like straight through it, like just steamrolled through it. And he's like, "When you were in jail, did anyone ever call you Candyman?" Like, "Hey, Mr. Candyman, you got any candy for me, Mr. Candyman?" Dude. And yeah, just Tim Allen like trying to like fucking backpedal out of that while he's just owning him to his fucking face. Just
Norm Macdonald is a fucking hero and
legend.
You know, he does have one thing about like politics and comedy that I entirely agree with, that I think is really fun. And a thing for, if anyone is here because they like memes and philosophy memes, then you know this applies to you people. But one of the reasons that a lot of us, like Beyond Woke and Problematic is a great example, and myself, that we post about a lot of people that we may not agree with or like, is that, like Norm Macdonald said, the only way you can do like a good impression of someone is if you like them or empathize with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can only make jokes about people without being just mean if you think they're interesting at least, right?
Yeah, right.
And
for sure.
Yeah, which is why like all of the like Saturday Night Live Trump stuff was just so fucking unbearable and libby.
Of course, yeah.
Where it's just like, no, they're just saying like orange man bad, right?
I'm
right.
doing my Trump impression now.
Right, which is why the like Bush stuff was never that funny, but like the Bush stuff and the Obama stuff was like funnier simply because it's like,
of course,
you know, they still think they're cute at least, like they're kind of funny and like, you know, so
with Trump, it was just
we will continue posting about Evola as much as we want.
No, and that's hilarious.
Sorry, yeah.
After running into like an unironic Evola, like South American, like,
Nazbol guy,
Nazbol, yeah. The Evola shit is hilarious to me after that.
And honestly, Evola rules in such a weird way, but also like, well, I mean, not a fascist. Not a fascist.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their moments, right? And if you write enough words, then you're gonna like, say a right thing or two here and there.
And honestly, hilarious person. Yeah. Anyway, back to these fascists, I guess.
Let's continue.
But I didn't tell my reason for why I'd kill.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Just simply for just being the for modernizing the chain letter. You know. Like just like, you know, like making your like elderly aunt think that she's clever.
Yeah, that's a major crime. Yeah. Special victims unit kind of thing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. All right.
Let's
escape from that joke I made.
It's more of an anarchist approach than it is, here's my plan. No one can really say that out loud, but it's like defund the police.
So it's part of revolution in a sense.
Just burn it all.
It's an extension of revolution.
It's basically one house has a well-groomed lawn and a white picket fence, and the other one has a sofa rotting on the lawn and a guy smoking weed standing on the porch, and I only have one Molotov cocktail. What direction do I throw it? It's always going to go toward the house with the white picket fence.
What?
Does that even work as like a coherent statement?
I mean, it worked with the Jews in the 20th century. Yeah, because you only attack like the Germans with the nice houses, not the people who are being forced into ghettos. Like you only have so much violence that you can perform.
Yeah,
and
that's the other factor of this is like, if you really actually like interrogate what he said there, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna attack the guy that's like obviously benefiting off of his neighbor who's poor and destitute right now? Yeah, you're gonna attack the guy that's profiting off his neighbor." and but he's treating it as like well, this guy has obviously kept his house up, and this guy hasn't. There's no external factors to why this happens. There's no reason why, you'll have one street with nice houses and then another street with bad houses, not with redlining or any of the things that we know about, or any, economic differences between, groups and disparities or whatever.
Right. And he's forgetting the reason that people like Palestine over Israel is for the same thing that like I like about Americana, which he seems to be conveniently like forgetting when he wants to, which is that Americans traditionally, no matter how incoherent it is, are supposed to like the person that's like the underdog or the person that's being abused, right?
Yeah.
And so like that's why we like this or like support them. It's because they're getting shat on and it shouldn't happen and they deserve better. It's that simple. It's not like this weird.
Our country literally started under the pretense of, hey, you're powerful, don't be bad to us.
Yeah, at least upon the conceit of it, right? Yeah. And it's.
And I'm not gonna like bring that to like anything further because obviously there was atrocities committed by America in the wake of it.
And the underdog didn't win, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because we did a genocide
economy. There is.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the fat, sweaty, bald man we were talking about?
I'm right here.
I thought you guys were talking to me about me.
Actually, let's see, who's
fat, sweaty, bald?
Pete is shinier.
You've got a shinier head than me because I don't shave mine as regularly as I should.
His is very shiny.
Yeah, his is very shiny. Mine is shiny, but I have a directly overhead light as well.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I can show how shiny mine is in natural light.
Yeah, actually, I think I might have a more naturally shiny head, but he keeps his shinier.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Mike actually waxes his.
I don't.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the shiniest head. He's the supreme bald.
Well, I'll shave my head. We'll have to talk.
This guy looks wet. This guy looks wet.
He does look wet. He looks very wet. You can see it
to Jordan B. Peterson.
The way that I determine someone is looking wet, and it seems like this shouldn't be complicated, but it is. It is. If you have sweat on your brow, that's not wet. No. If you have sweat on your head, that's not wet. If you have sweat even like, dripping down your temples, that's not wet. If you have sweat here on your cheeks, below your eyes, that makes you a wet person.
Some
on your lips, bonus points, but then that can go either way because lips are just wet.
But it
could just mean you're horny.
Up on his.
Yeah, below your eyes, below your cheekbones, and above the beard line.
Right next to his nose.
Next to the nose is important. Yeah. That makes you a wet guy.
Yeah, no, that's a drop of sweat, isn't it?
Yeah.
He
is such a wet guy, actually. Upon further consideration, wet. He's one of the wettest guys.
Yeah, he's the wettest boy.
Wet, hot American guy.
Oh man, I need to watch that movie again.
So this guy, Dr. Murphy, he likes to talk about the economy a lot, and he's bad at it.
Okay. Well, same on all fronts, except I have mixed skin, actually.
Well, thank you so much for pointing that out.
Yeah.
But he's
dry and oily. It's very complicated.
He's going to talk about why, if there's a wage gap between men and women, why don't they hire more women? We can talk about why everything he says is false.
We can do an episode on the fucking wage gap sometime. But that's
that would be good.
We probably should. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and watch Dr. Murphy wet himself through this talk.
is an inbuilt penalty for irrational prejudice.
So now we can define irrational
He moves
prejudice,
like a wet
and
guy,
this gets
too.
to the issue of merit. So imagine you're making widgets. Well, then the hiring criteria is going to be facility in making widgets. And anything that isn't relevant to facility in making widgets is prejudicial. And if you allow those prejudices to influence your hiring decisions, you're going to be less competitive than someone who doesn't. And so the central tendency is against prejudice, not for it. It has to be. If you define prejudice as deviation from the proclivity to select for the desired output.
Right. And so, for example, the male female.
Well, and also because we're such rational people that would never get addicted to fucking benzos and fucking travel across the world to different fucking witch doctors and fucking sadists to try to break myself.
We can talk about that a little bit later. Actually, let's get through this clip.
Yeah.
Also,
because we are reasonable people that tend towards the most logical.
Yeah.
Outcomes.
Right. I will also have a decent amount of things to say because not to get like into my job, but a big part of my job is in fact hiring procedures, processes, and recruiting. And so like, though I'm not a recruiter or anything, but I do have comments.
Female alleged wage gap. I saw your wonderful interview on that issue, but on its own terms, it's odd then if it really were true that in the United States, women only get paid whatever the number is, 88 cents a man for the same work. It's a mystery then, well, so how come all the firms that are run by greedy capitalists aren't hiring just women? Because they make
a 12% profit instantly by doing so.
Right.
And so if they're greedy and exploitive, why?
The current male to female hiring ratio is actually females. I hate that I just said that. Women actually have 51% of the jobs now. So what they're saying is, why is there no prejudice against men in hiring when you could make more money by hiring women? And the fact is that overall
counter argument though.
Oh, okay.
Is that I think we are close to 51% female population.
Sure. However, oh yeah. Never mind. Why am I treating that like a real argument? No, obviously. So, anyways, there's more hiring of women now than there was men, and obviously it has some ties into what they're saying here. But they'll go into some interesting stuff. I'm like, how could this possibly be? They're already working off of false pretenses is the problem. And then they go deeper into this where it's just like comical, like, well, if men hate women but they could make more money off of women, why are they hiring women? Well, duh. Like,
I guess I'll also just kind of get a couple of my thoughts out of the way now before go ahead. But why are you on here to talk? But number one, it is not a magical algorithm, nor is it the owner of the company that does the hiring most of the time. Right? It's a person that is either working in HR or there's some other kind of like hiring agent or a consultant even, or like some other kind of manager. And so every time that a hire is being made for any kind of company, it is predicated, of course, on like looking at the resume and stuff, but it is ultimately like a personal engagement, right? It's always going to be bringing in your biases and your prejudices and your general interaction with a person. There's also the problem, and I've noticed this, like I've seen this happening in front of my eyes just in recent months, but there is a tendency for men, and I don't think this is necessarily inbuilt, I think it is largely a cultural thing, but men asking for money more freely than women generally do. Like men are just aggressive and they're privileged and they feel like they can do that. And they can. That's the thing.
Yeah, men have a culture of being able to do that.
Yeah, and for example, like I did that. Like I asked for this huge raise and I ended up like bartering for it and I got it. Whereas I don't know a single woman that works for the company that has done the same kind of thing, though I've seen multiple men do it. And then we have things like, childbirth and shit that like gets in the way and then ends up changing things like on a yearly scale. And so, yeah, there are so many extremely obvious things if you've ever worked anywhere or if you've ever seen hiring practices take place that really fit easily. I'm in fact surprised that it's like 88%. Like it should be lower, not ethically, but like logically.
No. Yeah, no. I mean, like you're talking in terms of like the math. If done right,
I'm shocked,
probably...
statistically speaking, that it's
now,
as high as 88%.
Can I make a real quick observation?
No.
Okay,
fine. I'm sorry. I shouldn't snap like that.
Well, isn't that number 88% accounting for the
like maternity leave and stuff, or
because I thought it was the ridiculous the ridiculously low number that didn't account for it. Because I remember,
that may be the case. I've seen numbers into the 70s, so
people were putting out this really low number, but they weren't accounting for some other things. But even still, the hour for hour that men and women work is not the same.
Yeah. But then, I mean, keeping in mind also that like hourly workers, generally speaking, are making substantially lower wages and are oftentimes just in like retail positions or something like that. And so the hourly wage almost doesn't matter. And as soon as you would get into like salary spaces, we are talking about things that are gauged like at the very smallest component in like quarters or maybe like invoice based, but that's going to be like way too complicated for most people to care about. Like it becomes a yearly thing. So sorry, Mike, what?
So a real quick observation. Imagine you're hiring somebody and this gentleman named Jorbo Peberson.
He's hired. And I'll give him 12% extra.
He's got a resume that has like, I don't know, a year and a half, 2-year gap on it. And you ask him, what happened in these 2 years, bud? And he says, well, you see, I had very extraordinary circumstances in which I, a clinical psychologist, got addicted to benzodiazepine, and I had to go to Russia to be put inside of a coma. And once my daughter's Russian boyfriend and his demon woke me up, I was able to began speaking again after a couple of months, and now I've moved back to Canada where I talk about right-wing politics, but I call it intellectualism.
So
would you hire that guy?
Yeah, my response would be, so would you like to be a tenured professor?
Right? Like, and I'm not being cruel to Jordan. Well, I'm being cruel to Jordan Peterson.
I'm not unjustly cruel.
And it's fine. We'll work through this clip, and then we're gonna go to a post of his up in the Instagram, where he just there's no way that he's not self-aware, or if he's not self-aware, then he needs to be put down because this is just criminally insane shit.
He needs to be put back in the coma.
Yeah, he needs to be. He needs to go back to the dungeon. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
Aren't they jumping all over that? And the counter argument has to be, well, they're so prejudiced against women that they'll allow that prejudice to override their greed.
I don't have to insist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of. But also everything else we said.
yeah. Kind of. Like.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. And also the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard to believe? Like, buddy. Dumb, stupid. R word at you.
Our word. That's our word.
That's our word. Go ahead, continue.
That every single employer thinks like that. Just all it would take is 5 to 10%. Like, for example, why don't the female-owned businesses at least just hire all women to take advantage of the fact that women will do the same work? You know what I mean? So it's the side that has to maintain that no, it's this blind.
No, don't try to argue with it. We all know. It's dumb.
There's also like such an easy fascist way to explain this if they wanted to like think about it, where it's like, oh, women are paid 88% as much because they're only 88% as strong as men are. But it's a thing because we need to pay them less because they're not as effective.
Which
Yeah.
is
If you're
all
a
the
fascist.
jobs that are happening now is based on how strong you are.
Yeah, that's all. That's our entire economy. It's based on
The
digging ditches
industrial
and, like,
revolution never
yeah.
happened. We don't have machines anymore.
What's
all based
retail? Restaurants?
Yeah, no,
What?
yeah. Well, I'm actually surprised. Well, actually, there are very slowly more women in like construction trades. But I mean, like, I don't fucking like I work in a construction trade, but I don't lift fucking 4,000-pound things like
Right. No, you don't.
100 years ago.
You know why you don't? Because your fucking union said, lifting maximum requirement is 60 pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, no sane construction worker. I've worked in construction for a long time and building maintenance for a long time. We have fucking forklifts and like
crane
lifts and crane lifts for all that shit. Like, why would you try to lift thousands of pounds?
Yeah.
And I will also say that every able-bodied woman that I've ever worked with in like a retail space or anything like that, all of them have been able to lift 50 pounds, which is the most we're allowed to lift anyway.
Exactly.
People are generally able to do stuff.
I'm gonna make a quick claim right here, and I
don't
hope,
do it. No.
I hope this isn't like, I don't know, missing the mark or anything, but I don't think either one of these guys has ever actually like worked a job.
Oh, I don't know. He looks sweaty enough to have worked.
No,
Like
no.
today. Like he put some work in, like
if
5
you're
minutes
sweating, if you're sweating that hard inside of what looks
No,
like
I know.
It's because it's
a
lunchtime.
loft.
That's why
or
he's
something.
Yeah, he's sweating because he has a steak in his belly. yeah.
Neither one of these guys has worked a fucking job.
I would believe maybe Peterson did some kind of like handyman work in college.
Refuse to believe.
No, like part-time thing where he like maybe he did roofing for like 10 days. I would kind of believe it.
So like it's always kind of bullshit though, like because like you see those kids when you work for a construction company that like that, oh, I did a college summer to like, make some money because like you're young and athletic, but you only did a summer of it,
Yeah.
Fucking you didn't, like, anybody can do it. Most people, when they're like fuck construction, they quit after their first summer.
Yeah.
And people are like, not for me. I'd rather do anything else other than fucking construction. So it's not super impressive when like a college kid fucking, I don't know, docked boats or fucking did roofing or whatever.
Well, it's also, I mean, it's one of those things where it's because I've also done some like subcontracting, stuff like that work, but it seems to be less like the daily work being tough, and it is. It's more the daily work is tough, 40 hours plus a week, 4 weeks a month for fucking years. And then eventually that's what fucking destroys you. And so being able to do something like that, pretty much what you're saying, especially like part-time for 3 months, is like, I mean, I'm sure that was work, but like, really?
Yeah, but so is being on like the football team. Like,
but right. But also, to be fair, we're also yelling at a ghost that I made. So
I looked up Jordan Peterson's career, and
anything?
He went straight from high school into college.
No, okay, then
He's never done a hard day's work in his life. Neither has Sweaty McGee over here, who's just like, I would suck a rich man's dick if it gave me a 0.05% raise.
He may have done that.
He
it's
definitely
hard work.
done that.
Yeah.
That's how he's gotten into life where he can be in a stairwell overlook thing.
Yeah. This guy got a 4.5 in high school and then a 2.0 in college.
Yeah.
Like,
let's watch the rest of this. It's gonna suck.
Sexism that overrides the greed.
But then they have to explain, well, why? What the hell's the motivation exactly? Is that there's a widely distributed cabal of owners who are so prejudiced against women in the main that
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they hate women. Go on. Continue.
Merely to sustain their prejudice against women, they're willing to take a 12% profit hit year after year, and none of them are
It
deviating
wouldn't even be
from
a
that to
profit
gain a
hit.
competitive advantage.
By the way, that's not how numbers work
No,
in
it's
business.
it's not how
you don't
profits
get a
work.
profit off of the wages. I'm. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
You know
made a
what?
12% profit this year because I only hired women. No, you cut 12% in one sector of spending. That's, oh my god.
Let's do something bad to ourselves real quick.
No.
Close this video out.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say close your eyes.
No.
Okay.
Scroll up.
Wait, hold on. No, what is that? What is that cartoon?
No. We'll go back to that. We'll go back.
I need to see it. Okay, fine. We'll go back to it. I'll remember the little TV man.
Yeah.
I'll remember him.
Keep going
that
up.
important
Keep going
meme.
up. There, far right. Maybe it's not the world that's at fault. Maybe it's you. Says the guy who claims extraordinary circumstances led him to a benzodiazepine.
Look, maybe it's not your room
addiction.
that's dirty. Maybe it's you.
A guy that is always talking about individual accountability, and then also had to go to Russia to be put into a coma because he could not handle his addiction issues.
That rules.
Maybe it's not the
That's very
world
good.
that's at fault. Maybe it's you. Says the guy that continually claims that he had no idea as a clinical psychologist that benzos were addictive. I know, as somebody who just grew up around drug use, that benzos are addictive. I didn't have to go to school for any of that. Maybe it's not the world that's at fault. Maybe it's you.
Yeah.
Says that guy who could not even drink cider without having a multi-month meltdown.
Yeah, cider nitrate's bad. Benzos, cool.
Benzo's okay to use because you had a rough time.
What was it? Wife broke her leg? What was it?
His wife had cancer, and he was having some
it's
kind
not
of
a pleasant
like he had a lot of
circumstance.
real life stuff happening.
Well,
But
it's not a pleasant thing at all.
Yeah.
Let's
can we
let's
scroll
go
down to the cool thing now?
Yeah, let's go.
Jeez.
Go to the fucking,
Okay.
There you go.
What does this say? What does this say? If you pursue impulsive pleasure to the detriment of the development of your character, you're going to end up a slave to a tyrant. Damn,
If
this
you keep
dramatically
taking
put.
benzos to make yourself feel better, to the development, to the detriment of the development of your character.
I really love that shitty cartoon, and I am going to have to meme that to death.
For sure. Go ahead.
After School 100, good job. After School 100.
Yeah, After School 100.
For this powerful
SKOOL.
illustration, as they say.
Yes,
I
the brain
my
I
God.
really hope
plucked
this
out.
person is trolling him and gave him the sketch, you know?
I wish that too, but no,
Yeah.
they're
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's guys like this.
Yeah.
That guy sucks.
So many guys like this.
He might surf. He might be a surfer. Here in San Diego. A surfer.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I'm feeling it. He's a beach bum guy.
Go ahead and close
Like,
out
I
this
didn't go to
round.
college and I'm fine.
Let's go to the distribution of tyranny.
Oh, I
and
thought we were
power.
done.
No, we're gonna do this one last thing. We took a break, so
yeah, we're fresh now.
We took a break for this 3.5-hour podcast.
union rules are that I get you for another hour and a half.
What?
I just made that up. That's the union I believe in.
Yeah, no.
Benzo Rehab Union.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shirt too. Benzo Rehab Union.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Good shirt ideas here.
Thanks, Ben. Maybe it's better to have 1,000 rich people than one tyrant.
You
You gotta click it. You gotta give it a clicko.
I did click it.
Did you? Oh, wow, weird.
Yeah, weird.
Well, guess we're done. Oh yeah,
no,
yeah,
there
down
you
the
go.
bottom there.
The tyranny, at least. Right now, there's tension between the tyrants, and maybe it's even better if there's
We've
maybe
missed so
it's
much. There we go.
maybe it's better to have 1,000 rich people than one tyrant, because you've distributed the tyranny at least. Right now, there's tension
Pause
between
for
the
a second.
tyrants, and
Sorry.
maybe it's even
Already.
Right here, right now. So Curtis Yarvin, Mencius Moldbug, who I have a lot of complicated, mostly like snoring type of feelings about. He was on Tucker Carlson a couple nights ago, and that should be genuinely concerning to a lot of people,
For sure.
but also extremely interesting to others, right? But one of the really cogent and useful things that he points out is the nature of the way that power functions inside of what we are currently referring to as a democratic system, right? And he doesn't say it in the most eloquent way that I've heard it, but more or less what he's saying is that this notion that we have this head of state, this like, he doesn't say tyrant or anything, but this head of a state that has power over the country, that they're in power is the terminology that he uses mockingly, is wrong. Because they're not the people that are in power. It's a larger cabal of people, right? It's capitalists. And how that has led us to a really toxic, terrifying situation, because we continue to vote for someone that's not in power, while ignoring all the people that are. And so Yarvin has this complicated view where he's like a neo-cameralist and like wants this whole monarchy thing happening, but he wants them in like micro monarchy. It's weird. I haven't read him in a few years though, so maybe his views are different now. But keeping that kind of thought in mind, which is like semi-cogent, and then going to this, where he's talking about maybe it's better to have 1,000 tyrants, or maybe it's even better to have 100,000 tyrants versus or rich people than one tyrant.
Yeah,
is insane. So if you could start from the beginning, even just to put in that framing. 8 seconds, damn.
maybe it's better to have 1,000 rich people than one tyrant, because you've distributed the tyranny at least. Right now, there's tension between the tyrants, and maybe it's even better if there's 100,000 tyrants, because they're competing amongst themselves. One of the factors that delimited the power of the
There's no tension between the 100 or 100,000 tyrants.
I mean, he's building it off of like, probably again, like
what he's building it off of
said
is,
the Italians,
there's more than one of them, so of course they have some disagreements, but that's not like functionally what's happening.
Yeah, there's historical precedent that goes in literally either direction is what's dangerous about it, right? Where it's like, if you have a whole lot of people that are in power, it can lead to chaos, and that people working with and against one another that may lead to something better, or it might lead to a lot of cooperating tyrants.
But in the American
seems to be what we
so
have.
far, in the American experience so far, we have
at least
a
at
bunch
the
of
moment
cooperating tyrants. Where you'll have
Pepsi and Coke. Oh no, maybe if we keep Pepsi around and Coke around, they'll fix all the injustices that they commit.
No, they'll actually just go to South America and secure all their water rights. To what they can't even like collect water from the sky anymore.
What was it that I was reading recently? Pepsi at one point had like the 16th largest military in the world.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah. Anyway,
continue.
Absolute monarchs, say, as England developed, was the fact that there were nobles who also had independent bases of power. So ownership also gives individuals authority and power. It's part of incentivization, but it's also stabilizes society.
If you think about it, it's true. The Marxists do have a grain of truth that the average worker, especially with no savings, is sort of at the mercy of all the big firms. Oh, gee, I need a job. Yeah. And right now there's really just 100 companies that are viable that might hire me. If I don't get along with them, or if I don't kowtow and do what they want, be a yes man, then I'm out and I have to just do whatever. But how in the world is that situation improved? I say, let's get rid of the 100 owners and just have the state be the sole employer and tell them, here's where you're.
Or like with council communism, things like that, you have a bunch of unions.
Oh shit! You mean the
syndicalism,
workforce,
council communism, any of
the
these
workforce maybe reverses the monopoly of power by banding together and demanding from all of the employers that they provide some kind of basic means.
What if, like Deleuze said, leftism has nothing to do with the state because there's no such thing as a leftist state? Anyway.
Go ahead.
Going to work. There, you've replaced the 100 petty tyrants where ultimately you can just quit and go somewhere else. Now you have to leave the country if you don't get along with your boss, who's the state.
Well, and you can see too, and then you imagine also the disproportion in power. Okay, so let's go to that. There's a centralized authority that's making all the decisions, and then there's all these citizens, and they're all equal. Well, yeah, but they're not equal in relationship to the centralized authority. They're radically unequal. They have no power whatsoever. And so now, if you look at a place like communist China, at least the central tyrannical
bring back guilds.
That was actually the first thing I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, actually, truthfully.
Yeah. Yes.
And then also communist China, please shut the fuck up, kill yourself.
That's goofy shit.
If you think communist, or if you think China is actually communist, just walk into the ocean. Do us all a favor. No, it's not. You've got to be fucking stupid if you believe
Walk
that.
from China to Taiwan. Maybe?
Yes. Yeah, right. Yeah. Just take a little trip. It's fine. It's cool. You're good. Go ahead.
Thought two.
Oh, second thought. All right. My bad.
Cool.
I thought you had a thought too.
No, I thought you had an additional thing.
Oh yeah, no, I merged both of my thoughts in the one statement. Yeah, we're good.
And you started on thought two anyway. Sorry. We're all a little at this point, I think.
I'm gay.
We're all a little gay.
Counterbalanced by the authority and power of the tycoons, and you got to think about that as something that's better.
What he's talking about here is literally like Mothra versus fucking Godzilla. Like, oh no, the workers are actually benefiting because there are two superpowers fighting against each other that constantly crush each other under their feet. So that's great for the workers because the workers can sometimes slide in between the toes and get a little lick.
Right. Also, just a thing to consider. When we're dealing with the state, one of the benefits that the state tends to have is that at some point in time, they will sort things out that will make people safe to some degree. They'll do things like produce plumbing, sewers, some kind of regulation to protect people. When you're dealing with a company town or just a company that is based entirely off of the product mode, rather than just keeping people like alive and stopping them from rebelling, they will just not give them any of that, and then suddenly you're throwing your shit out the window.
And just to interject on how that differentiation is made, the company has a profit motive.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the state owns all of the currency, so it doesn't have the same profit incentive that the company has because
and that's why it's different.
The state can only own as much money as it already has. The corporation, the company, can only try to gain more of that. By these practices.
And let's not forget that the tyrannical things that we worry about in things like Mad Kings are still applicable inside of definitely a small business if you've ever worked for one, but also larger businesses like Tesla. Like, you're not allowed to have OSHA yellow on a Tesla factory floor because he doesn't like the color. Also, none of the machinery beeps as it backs up because he thinks that it's distracting.
Right.
Insane. Illegal, I'm pretty fucking sure.
Yeah, but he can pay the fines is the problem.
Exactly. It's operating cost, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's also getting delayed in his European factories and in any country that fucking won't deal with his bullshit on fucking permits.
Right. I mean, so people talk about how it's like, oh well, Tesla was great because he popularized electric cars. Well, that's great. Okay, even if that is true, okay, done. He's done all the good he's going to do. Now, bury him beneath the ocean.
Exactly.
And get rid of Tesla. Actually, what would be great is if we could compete with the Chinese. Not that that's like a big focus for me, is like these two nations competing, but maybe if we were to have the state buy Tesla, because China has their own electric car company that they subsidize the shit out of, and they should, and is actually traded as well, and is doing phenomenally well, at least the last time I checked.
Well, we talked about
because those
this
state subsidies and because of expanding market, right? Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit on the Hell World episode, where you have proprietary systems like what Tesla is making, and you know,
charging ports only for Tesla out in the middle of the desert.
And how does that serve the actual public? What that means is now the public has to buy from this specific company rather than,
and they can't afford it anyway, so it doesn't make any sense.
Like imagine if your wall outlet had a company attached to it, and the only way that you could power your computer is by having an Apple adapter that would power your IBM computer. You know, that's insane. That's ludicrous. And that's what's happening with all these infrastructure bills that we're doing, where we're using proprietary equipment and installing Tesla specific charging centers, where they'll charge your other electric car, but you're not going to get the fast charge that you will get with a Tesla. And there's no reason that you can't get that fast charge with a different kind of car, except for Tesla won't approve it. And you've signed a contract with Tesla that says, you know, we don't approve of these other cars because they're not up to our specs. They don't have to like actually make their specs known or like tangible in any way. Any other car company could easily meet these specifications, but they're not going to acknowledge that as Tesla because they don't want to, because they want a monopoly on all this.
Yep.
I think we're done. I don't know.
Yeah, let's finish that up and then run.
Anyways, Joe Biden is the worst president since Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is the worst president since Barack Obama.
Who was, and dare I say it, the worst president since Bush Jr.
Since Bush. Bush. I don't know.
And Bush was the worst one since Clinton, maybe.
Yeah, no, all terrible. We have not had a good president for multiple decades now. That should concern us.
Yeah. Again, maybe it would be useful for some people to check out that interview that I mentioned, and I won't mention it anymore because also people shouldn't listen to that now. Either of them.
Fair enough.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
We're not done yet.
You said we were done.
No. I mean, we're not done as in like. I've got wrap up to do. Come on.
Yeah, wrap it, baby.
Please go to the Patreon if you like this, and donate money to the Benzo Rehab Dungeon. It's patreon.com/BenzoRehabDungeon. We will never paywall anything. We won't ever run any ads on this piece of shit that we're doing.
Maybe Blue Chew. Maybe Blue Chew. Maybe if Mike dies, I might do a Blue Chew ad.
Okay, fair
because
enough.
That's probably how he'll die.
If I die, and
gas
all of
station
you
dick
must
pills.
keep me alive.
Yeah, by pumping gas station dick pills in your mouth to keep your blood pressure down.
If I survive this project, we will never run ads. So please, if you enjoyed this content, donate. We will plan to do good things with the money in the future. Danko runs a workshop that is starting up tomorrow. Truncata, patreon.com/Truncata.
Yep.
TRUNCATA.
Yep, we're starting up tomorrow morning. We'll be back for just 2 weeks, and then we'll take a very short break, and then we'll return with the class finalized. But we'll be talking about the syllabus as well as people's ongoing larger projects during the next 2 weeks, including Mike's, I believe, I hope.
I have not made as much progress as I would have liked.
I don't think most people would, but that's also why I'm doing this extension thing. So we'll be talking about that over the next 2 weeks. We'll be forcing people, we'll be opening up the floor, we'll be talking about work in general. There won't be any reading lists. We just want to look at the things that people are working on. And then beginning of October, we will get back to reading and focusing on theory, and I'll be snapping the whip. But yeah, patreon.com/Truncata, TRUNCATA. Also tomorrow morning, even though, yeah, this will probably come out tonight. Is it, Mike? Or is it coming out tomorrow? Okay.
No,
so tomorrow morning, but I think they edit. I think they're like professionals over there. But I'm going on to Drug Cult Gang, which is, I've listened to some of their stuff. You should check them out. They're really fun, kind of post-left podcast. They had like Citarella on there and stuff. So it's fun, exciting, bizarre thing. And doing that in the morning, right before the seminar. Yeah, that's all my updates, I believe.
And then John at Discopathic on Instagram is running a racket to impregnate women and then report them for the abortions. Do you have any other projects that you're working on right now, or is that it?
But brainstorming. But you know, I've got to really focus on you know, the logistics of stalking pregnant women and their allies and how they should be punished.
you might need a
Can I get an abortion even if I'm not pregnant? Can I just go in there and pay them for one?
No, I think a real zygote and or fetus has to be involved.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll
it's not
have
like a
our
nose
people
job.
look into the. We'll have our people look into the law.
Okay.
John is cooking up a side project. You know how John is.
Yeah,
Can't
we'll
stop
let you
him
know.
sometimes. Well, anyways, if you've joined us this far, thank you so much for listening. We love you. Please take your medicine.
Please take mine too.
Make sure to share with your friends.
Hi, Michael Deebs here, with no gun pointed at my head. Please know that all content created for the Benzo Rehab Dungeon is and always will be freely available. However, if you would like to support this creation of content, we here at Camp Benzo would appreciate it, as the production itself is not free of cost. Anything donated will go to covering the various subscription fees maintained for content production or improving and expanding the content produced. If you are able to, please head on over to patreon.com/BenzoRehabDungeon. We also have shirts for sale on Teespring, all priced as low as we can get them without turning much or any profit. They are mostly so that you can show your loved ones that a necessary intervention may be on the horizon. Links to the merchandise storefront and our various social media profiles can be found on our link tree, which is the word linktr.ee/BenzoRehabDungeon. As always, we love you. Please take your medicine.